They're taking it out on my sick hours.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And so that's one thing.
Oh,
Uh, they still haven't fixed any of the area where I fell. Like it's still there. Like they didn't do anything to resolve the problem. Which is kind of like an aside, but whatever. Like
oh,
it's just one
wow.
of those things that it's like the ramp is still unsafe to use. Like 2 months after.
Yeah. What the fuck, man?
The cortisone shot that I got from my doctor absolutely did nothing. It was terrible. It made the knee pain worse. So
God
that's a
damn.
problem. And then the response from the doctor when
Fucked
that
up.
happened is like, so there's a thing called cortisone flare up that you can get after you get a cortisone shot, where it makes everything worse for like a few minutes or like a few days after, like the 2 maybe 3 days afterwards. The response from the doctor when that happened
Fucking.
is like, so there's a thing
All
called
right. All right.
so
That's
but
great.
when I got the cortisone shot 2 weeks later, the pain was worse. It was like up at a 7 as opposed to like a 2 or a 3
Wow.
where I was like it's still hurting all the time. And then they're like, oh, we'll do a cortisone shot that'll fix it. And the doctor's response when it was like 2 weeks afterwards and a cortisone shot is absolutely not working and it's like at a 7. I was like, oh, it sounds like the cortisone's working. The only other thing we can do to deal with your pain is you can lose weight.
Fucking dude, what the fuck, man?
Right? And so that was the thing. And
yeah.
so it was like at this point I wanted to get a second opinion or just a different doctor to work with who's going to be like they still
Yeah.
haven't checked for soft tissue damage. Like I twisted the shit out of my knee as I
Wow.
was bending the leg too far. Like you would think like
Yeah.
you would
Yeah.
check and make sure that the ligaments and the tendons are fine. Like that would be something that should be checked. Um,
Yeah.
so that's still not ruled out. They just did X-rays and were like,
Jeez.
"Oh, you're fat, arthritis, go away." So that's essentially what's going on. And
Jeez.
in California, you have the right to a second opinion within the same medical services provider. So Kaiser, she's supposed to, the workman's comp through Kaiser, we're supposed to be able to just go in and say like, hey, we'd like a second opinion with a different doctor. And they should go, okay, well, we'll set you up with an appointment with this doctor, and you guys will go over all the stuff that's been done so far and what's going on and what do you want out of this or whatever like that, right? But they're like, no, we're not allowed to do that. You have to go to
Yeah.
another medical provider entirely through your insurance company. We're not allowed to do that here. So that was just not true.
Yeah. That's kind of
And then
bullshit. Yeah. What the fuck, man?
so we go to the process of trying to contact my insurance provider. I had to go through my company's HR and find out last week that they still hadn't filed any paperwork. Other than just like enough to get like the,
Jesus,
the
dude.
coverage started, so it was funded, so I didn't get charged when I went to the doctor's office. So that's the least they've done, and then we now have a letter from the insurance company that wants me to authorize them to go through my medical records and be reviewed by a panel of their doctors. So like that just seems real weird and fishy to me.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. Yeah. None of that sounds right.
somebody's gearing up to try to deny my claim.
Yeah. Yeah. It definitely sounds fucked up, man.
Yeah, it sounds like everywhere you
It's
look,
fucking.
people are fucking me over, and I'm not having it. And so that's why I'm like, the last time we
Yeah.
talked to the
Yeah.
lady at the director of workman's compensation group or whatever, like they're the state office that handles workers' compensation stuff. She said, there's
Yeah.
also
Yeah.
a list of attorneys we offer that you can talk to. They work pro bono. You don't have to pay them up front. They only get paid if you make money off of the claim eventually. And so we decided to call back and get the list since, we're not getting anywhere. And see if we can't talk to an attorney and get some sort of second opinion, get all this stuff going, because we still haven't gotten contacted by the company about that second opinion. We just have this like demand for information. I've never received any forms up until today, which is, yesterday was when we first received all the forms.
Right.
So from the 18th of December, when it occurred, when the accident occurred, and that's when the workman's comp stuff started, to the 8th of February.
So it's been like a month and a half, basically, more than a month and a half.
A month and a half,
Jesus
almost 2 months.
Christ.
Just 10 days short of 2 months.
Yeah.
And I'm still requiring a cane to get around, and I can't like walk around and stuff, and it's like it's an absolute nightmare trying to sleep like at work and here and stuff like that. Like it hurts when I'm trying to sleep, and just it's constant pain. And like right now it's actually not terrible. Like I'm fine, like sitting here, and it's been a little bit better since this morning or whatever, but it just goes in and out all the time, and I'm sure there's some arthritis stuff going on. Like I don't doubt that. Like I don't question that is part of the concern, and I guarantee my weight is a part of the problem as well. But I think that they did not look far enough to find all of the actual issues. I think there are other. I think there's some soft tissue damage. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. It'd be surprising if there wasn't.
Yeah.
Honestly, Jesus, dude. Yeah, it's insane that they're not bothering to check for any of that shit.
Yeah, and well, the pain that I'm getting.
The fact they're using your stick on, like you should. I mean, I got workman's comp. Like when I got my finger chopped off there. Yeah, you should be getting paid to, not work. Like if I were you, I wouldn't even be fucking working. Although they're not. Yeah, it's tough because mine, I didn't have any issues like that. I just, it's pretty obvious that Yeah.
The
injury was quite obvious, and it was quite obvious I was not. Anyone under 18 should not have been using the machine. That kind of shit.
Yeah.
So it's a little different, I guess. But yeah, no, I got paid from through the industrial commission, workman's comp, or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. It's supposed to get paid through that. That's what I'm saying. And so it's like, I think there's going to be a lawsuit at the end of this. I don't know what's going to happen, if I'm still going to be working for the company after this, or what the deal is. I have no idea.
Yeah.
But I know that like the pain
they're definitely
that I've gotten since the cortisone shot matches where the tendons are.
Yeah, gotcha.
And I know that the cortisone shot can also make tendons and the ligaments more tender and more like stiff and prone to injury. So I'm wondering if putting the cortisone in there was like the exact wrong thing to do. Like
it sounds like the doctor, dude. It sounds like you have really bad luck, or maybe California just sucks. That's for doctors and shit. But yeah.
Both of those are probably true. Yeah, it
turns out they're all diversity hires.
Yeah, it's just been absolutely ridiculous. I think that the one thing that I really haven't gotten from anybody at this point, other I'm a family obviously, is any actual attempt at care and assistance.
Yeah.
Nobody seems to give a shit other than me and my family, and it's really bad. And I think this is just communist medical system. Like this is what happens. But we're gonna keep pursuing everything, and hopefully it'll work out. We'll see.
Yeah. It's fucking bullshit that you have to fucking go to that point. You know what I mean? Like where you're gonna have to fucking get a lawyer and shit. Yeah,
it's absolutely
like, dude,
insane.
Just fucking. It's not like you've been a shitty employee or anything. I mean, I don't know for sure, but I've got to assume, knowing you, that you fucking take your work seriously and fucking do it properly.
I like my job. I like working with the clients I work with. This was never about me like trying to get out of getting out of work or anything like that.
Yeah. So get out of there.
Yeah, this was never like, oh, I don't want to go to work. I like getting overtime. Like this is like.
Yeah. Yeah, so for them to like fuck with you like that, not even doing the paperwork, like what the fuck, man?
Yeah, and like
That's
I never would have
insane.
considered any sort of lawsuit prior to this. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
so I don't know. You know, this whole thing is like really turned into quite the nightmare.
Yeah,
But you
it's
know, it is
fucked
what
up,
it is. There's
man.
nothing I can't undo what's been done. So it's just like you gotta move forward dealing with it. You know, you can't just stop. But we'll see.
Yeah,
And the
because I
other thing
imagine you go
is like,
back to the original doctor, he's probably like, oh, let's give him another cortisone shot, and the second one will probably work,
yeah.
and
Well,
fucking
thank
like
God
make it even worse or something.
I went with like a half dose of the cortisone because I'm
Yeah, no
against.
shit.
Usually, I'm against painkillers. In general, if you can avoid using them, it's better. Unless you're talking about like dental pain or something. But with
Right.
like like if it's a joint or your arm or your hand or your shoulder or your neck or something, I think the painkillers present a risk of you worsening the injury because now you're not feeling the pain, but there's still like damage.
Yeah. Yeah.
But there comes a point where it's like if it's chronic and it's been going on for a certain amount of time and it's not
Yeah, I have
harmful
no doubt. Yeah,
to
like
use
what's
the
that?
joint properly, then
Mm,
you should be getting some sort of pain like management. Like that's. It seems insane that would
yeah,
be
yeah.
even a question at that point. Like how savage are we?
Right. Yeah, are you taking like Tylenol or anything for the pain, or you're
I've
just kind of
taken
dealing with
Tylenol.
it?
It doesn't really have any super duper effect. But like Tylenol and weed together kind of help a little bit. It reduces it enough that you can like sleep and
Yeah,
stuff. Well, weed just helps you sleep, but
yeah.
it's not great.
Right, right.
Like there's no
Try
try.
try Tylenol and ibuprofen
I can't do the
together.
ibuprofen. I take meloxicam, and
Oh, that
once my
sucks.
doctor found out, and I'm taking the
Damn it,
maximum dose
dude.
of meloxicam, she was like, "Do not take ibuprofen. Like extremely dangerous to take
Oh
both of those
fuck.
together."
Okay.
So
Never mind.
yeah, so I was like, and you know what? Even though I don't necessarily
That
trust this
sucks.
doctor, I'm not gonna risk that. You know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna be like, fuck it, who
Yeah,
cares?
yeah, no, yeah,
So that one makes me a little nervous.
yeah. Yeah, that sucks because that's incredibly effective. Like I was surprised. Like I
Right?
had hurt my foot in rehab. I had hurt my foot in rehab, the second rehab I went to. Like I seriously thought it wasn't, but I thought my foot had to be broke. Like I had to have a broken bone. Like it hurt that fucking bad. Um,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
and yeah, I noticed like just Tylenol or just ibuprofen wouldn't really do much. But I took Tylenol and ibuprofen together. I'm like, oh fuck, who knew? Who knew you didn't need to take a dozen oxys a day to
Hey,
kill pain?
uh, uh, the benefit for me is if I do get depending on what kind of like if I get anything at all, if I do get painkillers, I don't have to worry about like the getting high off of them part because it doesn't work on me. Like I don't know if I don't know if we've ever
Yeah,
talked about
okay.
that, but I think I've taken like Percocets and
Yeah, you told
Vicodins
me.
and I get absolutely nothing other than painkiller. So it's like I really like that. I'm like that's nice because I
Very fortunate.
feel like I smoked cigarettes for a while. I drank for a while. I'm a pretty big fan of the weed. I don't wanna risk getting that kind of addiction to fucking painkillers, man. That's a hard one
Yeah,
to deal with.
yeah, yeah. No, it's not anything I'd wish on anyone, dude. Yeah, it fucking. I mean, it's great for a while until it, ruins everything.
Yeah, yeah,
Up to
exactly.
that point, though,
Prior to that, it's
it's fucking
great.
fantastic.
Other than that, Madam President,
Mm.
how was the
Right until the
fun?
time you lose your house and fucking everything else.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yep. That's exactly how I figured. And that's why I want to avoid that. But we'll see where we end up. I don't know. There's all sorts of other things like
Yeah, well, if you
topical
say yeah,
steroids,
if you don't get
topical.
high from it,
Well, here's the other thing is like so. Okay, the cortisone didn't work. Well, there are other steroids that they could try if there's no soft tissue damage There are topical ointments I could be
right.
rubbing on to help with the pain that they should be offering. There are a lot of other options before it even gets down to, taking drugs. So it's
Yeah,
not even like I'm
yeah,
asking for, like oxy. I'm like, hey, give me the fucking oxy, doc. Give me the fucking oxy. I'm not doing that. There are several other options, and for her to just say like, oh, the pain is worse and it's not resolving itself. Oh, then it's working perfectly fine. You're fat. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
that's not an
yeah.
acceptable answer. I don't think at that point.
Yeah, I had a chick that I worked with that they gave her a similar answer. It was, yeah, it was different because hers wasn't like an injury. It was she had some weird thing with her menstruation. But anyways, they basically
Oh
labeled
yeah,
her
no.
with
There's
the
there's,
well,
there's
it's
like a
just
thing
then
that
it's
girls
just because
get
you're
where
too
it's
fat.
really, really, really painful for menstruation. That's fucking awful. Oh my god,
Hmm.
dude. That I've heard about that. That sounds terrible.
Yeah, yeah.
And they're supposed to get like
But yeah, basically,
fucking like
like
Vicodin
she,
and
like
shit.
if she had listened to them, if she hadn't, yeah, if she hadn't like gone to like the emergency room, or whatever, she probably would have died.
Yeah,
And I was like, you should be suing that fucking doctor. I'm like, you'd be fucking dead if you listen to them. If you listen to your doctor and just like, oh, I guess I got to lose weight, like you'd be fucking dead.
yeah,
Like, fuck that doctor, dude. Sue the shit out of him.
yeah. See, that's the thing where I'm dealing with right now, where it's just like, like clearly I'm not being treated properly. I don't think at this point. I think I'm being denied proper care in a lot of
Yeah,
respects,
yeah,
and it's like such a nightmare to get anybody to like assist in any way with doing anything.
yeah. It's fucked up, man.
Yeah. So
Yeah, actually, I probably should have sued the doctor for my finger, dude, because he seemed like a really shitty.
well,
I
there
mean, I
has
ended
to
up going to
be
like a
there has
separate
to
like
be
surgeon to
some
get the
sort of
surgery and shit done.
potential. There has to be some sort of damage. So I may not even be able to sue the doctor like
Right?
at all. Like that may not be an option. Because there is a certain amount of you know what, doctors are human, they can make mistakes, unless it's some sort of like actual damage occurred that you can prove somehow. We're not just gonna like give you a
Yeah,
bunch of
I don't know.
money.
They're not checking for the assuming there's no soft tissue damage seems like
If there's
seems
any chance
negligent
at
to
all, if
me.
there's any chance
But
at all,
again, legally, I have
I'm
no idea.
fucking 100% in. Like don't get me wrong. Like I'm not like
Right, right.
reluctant to.
Yeah, but no, I hear you, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah,
any chance at
yeah.
all,
No,
I'm
I hear you.
definitely 100% in. Let's go. Like I'm ready to pull that trigger now if it's at all possible.
Yeah,
I'm super fucking unhappy with this whole situation. Um, and then the fact
but
that
yeah,
like
the
even
continued
after I
pain,
got
and
the,
then yeah, still not
I'm
stopping.
still on restricted work until the 16th. But even after that, my manager keeps asking me to do like overtime and shit beyond the thing.
Jesus, dude.
Yeah, it's absolutely absurd. It's like you keep asking if I want to do like work like overtime, and it's like, are you out of your fucking mind, or
Like I can barely do
what's your
this.
problem? Like I'm
Yeah,
barely
what the
getting through
fuck?
this. I don't know what's going on. I think I know this manager, and I know the way. I'm fairly certain that she's trying to make a case that I'm a faker, and that's probably what's going on with the HR and
Yeah.
everything.
Jesus fucking Christ.
She's kind of a scumbag.
Yeah. She's like, all right, let's try to get rid of this fucking guy.
I
His
would not be
injuries.
at all surprised if that's what's going on. Yeah, that would be very
Yeah, just make sure you're
believable.
documenting everything.
Oh yeah, everything is we've got everything going down here. I've got everything on texts. Um, everything I talked to her about was through text specifically, so there would be
Oh, gotcha.
undeniable Like there's no denying any of what happened. Like it's right there. It's written down. It's in black and white. You can't
Yeah.
pretend you didn't say that. You can't pretend you meant something else because it's clearly written out right there. No way around it. So that at least for sure I've got down. But that's just because, like, you know, I immediately was like, you know what? I work for a company that is fucking shady as fuck sometimes, so I better watch my ass. You know, like, I better be real fucking careful about this.
Yeah, you definitely want to cover your ass, dude. Because, yeah, all the other shit you've told me doesn't put the management at your fucking company in a great light.
Well, and the thing is, like, I've had some pretty good managers prior to this, so, like, I've gotten really lucky with a lot of that shit, so. You know, I'm just, I guess it's all coming home to roost now. But, you know, we'll see what happens.
Oh, shit, man. Yeah. It's unfortunate, though, man.
Yeah, it's a crappy, crummy situation, but it is what it is.
Yeah, actually, I guess mine was like 30 years ago, so.
You know, I'm sure you had a lot
maybe
of
if it's something that happened
there
today,
that was like pretty terrible to deal with at the time, you know.
Yeah, well, it was actually nice because I mean they didn't try to not pay me or whatever. Like I started getting the money from the industrial commission like pretty much right away. I got extra money because I wasn't supposed to be using the machine.
Oh yeah, you weren't even supposed to be on there. Oh wow, that's a pretty wicked one. You weren't even supposed to be there that day. Essentially.
Yeah, well, it's the machine that they had. Like one part of it, like they would use to mix the beans or whatever, to crush up the beans or whatever, and that they're like, well, we qualified that as a mixer, and I'm like, well, yeah, the bean part, but the top part is a giant blade fucking spinning around really fast that shreds lettuce. Like it's not mixing the lettuce, you know what I mean? Because they're like, I remember them telling me because they're like family members could, because he had like a 4 or 5 year old fucking like, grandson. Like, yeah, he could come in and use the machine. That would be fine.
Wow.
But nobody else outside the family under the age of 18 can use it. Drop it. Come on.
That's really
Go inside. Oh, sorry.
That is a weird one. Yeah, nobody outside the family can do it. But, that's...
Yeah, like your 5-year-old fucking grandson's totally fine.
Wow. Weird. Yep, there's some shady shit going on in all the companies.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess like I can see where they're coming from, but like, yeah, you were trying to skirt some bullshit. You know what I mean? Like considering it a mixer, even though that's only one of the things it does.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, did you see there was an update on the lady who tried to save her dog and was carried down the street on the car? I remember I sent you that video and I was like, you would do that for your dog for sure.
Oh yeah.
There was an update on that. They've arrested the lady that did that to her that was driving.
Oh, that's
so they found the person and they arrested her. Yeah. No guarantee any sort of penalty, like no punishment, man. You just thinking no punishment at all. There was that chick in California who was like, "Oh, I was really high, so I stabbed my boyfriend 120 times." It's like that's nothing to do with weed. Like, nice try.
Dude. Yeah, well, I mean, it works.
Biggest fucking lie I've ever heard in my life. Like, nah, don't even try that shit.
Yeah.
But
yeah, she's acting like it was fucking like, somebody fucking forced 20 hits of acid down my throat and then I stabbed him. I'm like, oh, okay, that's different. But yeah, weed, fuck you, bitch.
Yeah. Exactly.
Although again, apparently it worked. Didn't she get like fucking jail time?
She got like no time. The family is absolutely fucking pissed, which I don't blame them.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if they're gonna pull a Lobster Man thing on it. So there's
Yeah,
I
it
don't know
would
if
be
you've
hard
ever
for
heard of
me to not
Lobster
want to go.
Man. That whole story.
I don't think so.
So you know how they used to do like circus freaks, right? Like
Yeah, yeah.
like way back in the like 1800s, 1900s and shit. They'd have like circus freaks and they'd go watch them like be just because they're just like people with like mutations or deformities. They're not like nothing else
Yeah.
going on with them, right? So there was a guy who was like the Lobster Man, and he had that thing where your hands don't have fingers; it's just two long pincers, essentially.
Yeah.
And dude was on stage; everybody loved him, but behind closed doors was an incredibly violent, psychopathic asshole. And he fucking murked his daughter's fiance in like a drunken rage. Right? Just fucking murdered him. And they were like, oh, well, unfortunately none of the prisons can accommodate his health needs, so we're just not going to put him in prison at all. He's just not going to get punished.
Fucking insane, dude.
Right? You hear that and you're like, that's fucking crazy. Like, what? How do you,
Sorry, it would be far too
justify that?
inconvenient. It would be far too inconvenient for us. So
here's the way I would
free
look
to
at
go.
that. Well, unfortunately, we can't put you in prison, so we're gonna have to execute you.
Yeah,
Like, that's where I would go with that
Yeah.
because that would be the next step, in my opinion. Like, all right, well, it's a damn shame that we can't put you in prison, but we can't have you out and about killing people. So, for the safety of society, you're done. Is what should occur. But yeah, that's what's like with the fucking 120 stab wound fucking thing there. It's like, for the safety of everyone else, we gotta take you out of the dating pool because you're a fucking psycho.
Yeah, that's fucking nuts, dude.
How much you want to bet she does it again?
Oh yeah, dude.
She's
Yeah,
gonna. So
no
somebody
doubt.
slipped me an edible and I didn't know, so I had to murder this guy again.
Yeah, would not be surprising.
Oh, what was? Oh,
But yeah, that's
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
so ridiculous. No, I was just saying it's so ridiculous that they actually fucking got her off on that.
Yeah, that works.
Fucking
That's like the
marijuana
Twinkie defense.
psychos. Yeah.
Like I had too many Twinkies. I was on a sugar high. I murdered him because of the sugar in the Twinkies. Like, are you fucking crazy? Like that doesn't even make any goddamn sense, fool.
Or the affluenza. The affluenza defense.
That one, apparently that one got overturned, and they eventually were able to like sue the family and get a bunch of fucking money, and like that guy went to jail anyway or something. I heard that eventually got like undone because like it was just so egregiously absurd.
Yeah. It's just funny what lawyers will fucking come up with, dude. Like, all right, well, here's the Hail Mary we got for you.
What was it? There was I was watching a thing where this couple left a review about something to do with those houses where you borrow them for like a weekend or something. I forget what they call that. What the service it provides that is. But I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. Like, there's a bunch of different ones where you like rent somebody's house for like the week or something.
Oh, fucking damn Airbnb.
Yeah, that kind of shit. And so they left a bad review, a 1-star review, and it was totally legitimate. Everything that they did and said and everything is completely backed up. It's 100% factual. There's no question whatsoever, right?
Right.
But for some reason, no one knows why. The guy who owned it decided to sue them because he has a bunch of fucking money. And so he was suing them for like hundreds of thousands of dollars, claiming that they like destroyed his business and that everything they said was fake and all this other shit. And the problem is like, they can't do anything because they don't have any money. They can't just like, go after this guy. There's nothing they can do other than like hope to God they win. And I guess the case got dismissed, but.
Yeah, still the fact that they can, go after him just for having perfectly reasonable shitty review of a
Well,
shitty
and you
fucking
can't sue
Airbnb.
somebody for leaving a bad review. That's not how that works. You would have to be able to prove that, number one, the review was not true. Which is the first and foremost in that thing right there, because there's no defamation, there's no unlawful harming of their business if what they said was 100% accurate. And they had pictures and documentation of everything. So that was just like dumb on the guy's part. But the other the secondary thing is you have to prove that it was done intentionally to cause harm and that it did cause harm. That it was intending harm.
Yeah,
like they left it because they wanted to harm you, your business, and here's how it did actually harm your business. So it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, good luck with that in court. Any basic lawyer is going to get it thrown out. But, the same situation, unfortunately, they have to be able to afford a lawyer to fight that case. It's not as simple.
Yeah. Just because some guy's pissed off, and dude, it's fucking weird because it's your own fucking fault. You know what I mean? You got the bad review because of your bullshit. And then you're gonna
it doesn't make a lot of sense,
An asshole?
Yeah, it doesn't make a lot of sense that he would go after them for that when he should just be able to say, like, all right, well, you know what, we fix it. That's what I would do. I would just say, why don't you just fix it?
Yeah.
Go.
Yeah, make it so that the next person doesn't leave a shitty review.
Yep.
And he's like, nah, these guys gotta pay.
It was just pure vindictive bullshit on the guy's part, and these poor people were just suffering the consequences of his frustration, unfortunately. It was a real shame. But tis what it is, I suppose. Because it did finally get dismissed. Like, it did get dismissed, and they didn't end up having to pay the guy anything, so... Probably still ended up losing a bunch of fucking money. Like, it was probably still not great.
Shit. But yeah, at least they didn't have to fucking pay him any bullshit.
Yeah, exactly. But at least they didn't have to pay him a bunch of fucking money. I don't know. That whole thing was just so fucking screwed up. Like that was a really screwy one.
Yeah. Well, at least they got the right judge to fucking get it thrown out.
Well, it's one of those things where, like, even like the most basic law student on the planet would have been able to get it thrown out because it's just such a
it's so frivolous,
bizarre thing that they even thought they could have a lawsuit against this person in the first place for that. It just didn't make any sense.
Yeah, like it's pretty obvious why he was doing it, and it's not because he felt aggrieved.
Yeah, exactly. There's just no question at all.
God damn it! So I've been doing this fucking the copying all the shit that you drop thing, like in Skyrim.
Oh yeah.
All right, so I was doing it in a spot in Windhelm. Like, I don't know if you remember, like when you go to the Palace of the King. Like, there's that big fucking room that you first go in, but then you can go like upstairs or whatever it's called, like where the wizard guy's selling shit at the back of it. And it's like this hallway, and there's like 4 bedrooms, 2 on each side as you go past, all the way down, and straight ahead is where the wizard's selling shit.
Yeah.
All right. Well, anyways, I do it in one of those rooms, but there's guards that go into all the rooms. Like they walk around and check all the rooms and shit. And what's weird about what sucks about when they drop shit is for some reason it starts labeling a lot of the shit as stolen.
Oh, weird.
So like I have to look out. Yeah, and I'm not sure why. Well, some of it was stolen, but yeah, shit that wasn't stolen will suddenly be considered stolen. So basically, and they come through pretty often. Like it's every 20, 30 seconds or something like that. So basically, and it's again, they're talking about hundreds of items, like 400 or 500 items. But you have to keep constantly looking to make sure the fucking guard doesn't see you.
Oh no.
Yeah. Although all you have to do, and you, mainly I just have to hope if they do, if I fuck up and they do catch me, that whatever they picked up wasn't like a super expensive gem or something. Because you can just pay the fucking. You just are like, I'm at the Thieves Guild. Is this enough to clear my bounty? And it'll be like half of what the actual, half of what the actual bounty is. But yeah, it's just a pain. I'm like, dude, like we just dropped all this shit. I'm having my guy pick it up. Like, how is this fucking registering as stolen?
Yep, that is a weird
it's
thing that happens in that game sometimes.
Way ahead.
Where like just weird little glitches happen, but it's you know what? It's Bethesda. It's like, well, you know, they're always gonna have some weird fuck up going on in here. There's just no way around that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's part of the charm. Why not? Fucking Bethesda. Fucking horrible.
Yeah, no, Bethesda's ridiculous, man. It's one of those places where it's like, man, you could do so much better. You have so much money.
Yeah, just
like.
Yeah, it's just so shitty to be like, no, we don't have to fix any of that shit. Just fucking, the community's gonna do it. And they're gonna do it for free like a bunch of dumbasses. So just send it out with all these game-breaking glitches, because they're gonna figure it out for us. Yeah, it's just a fucked up business model, dude. Taking advantage of your customers like that is just such a...
Yep. And it's every company too. It's like everything's getting more expensive, but the quality's going down on everything. It's like, it's so ridiculous.
Yeah, apparently I didn't read the full article, but everybody was pissed off at McDonald's for having their Big Mac or whatever, like gouging prices, like beyond even the crazy inflation.
Oh yeah,
it was like $18 for a Big Mac combo.
All these companies,
like just
have
a
been
Big
doing
Mac
that for a
fries.
while. Apparently, there's been like price gouging in all the grocery stores as well.
Yeah, they're just like, nope, sorry, it's the inflation. Like, okay, it's like almost twice as much. Like, inflation's fucking horrible, but it's not that bad.
Exactly.
But yeah. Because, yeah, that sounds like a ridiculously high amount. Like, I know Big Mac's one of the bigger ticket items or whatever, but like $18 for just a regular fucking combo? Yeah, that's definitely price gouging.
Yep. Well, here's a weird thing, right? Like, so the burgers are super expensive. I've been eating Burger King breakfast once in a while because it just looks super good, and I'm like, you just don't have the energy to make food at some point or whatever. But I've been going through the drive-thru, and it's like you can get easily a whole breakfast for anybody. I'm a big dude, and anybody would be satisfied with the breakfast you get from them for like $8 or $9. So you want to fucking tell me that hash brown nuggets and orange juice or a coffee and a sausage biscuit or croissant or whatever, essentially the same thing as a cheeseburger, you can sell for $9 at before 10:30 in the morning, but y'all can't afford to fucking sell a burger for less than $20. Like, come on now.
Yeah, McDonald's is pretty fucking nasty on that.
Yeah.
Although, I do like Burger King breakfast. The croissants are so fucking good.
Well, and it's just insane. It's insane how much they charge for all this stuff, and it's not at all within reason. Yeah,
no, I remember going through and like my son getting shit, and I'm like, what the fuck? Why is it that much? He's like, no, that's pretty good. Like, you know what I mean? He's young enough or that's normal. And I'm like, no, this is bullshit. Like, this is fucking crazy how much have gone up. I demand that Burger King's double cheeseburger go back down to $1.69. That was such a great deal.
Right? I remember the Hermbanger and Cheesebanger commercials. Do you remember those?
I don't
McDonald's
think so.
Hermbanger, 49 cents. McDonald's Cheesebanger, 69 cents.
No. Was it a real commercial?
Yeah, it was just this really bad accent guy talking about their super cheap fucking burgers and stuff.
Cancel them, dude. That is fucking culturally insensitive.
It was, oh yeah, there's no way it would go through today. You would 100% like get canceled. Yeah, there's no fucking way you would ever not like end up in like canceled jail or prison or whatever the fuck they send you to when you've been like murderlated. That would be so funny. Yeah, I don't even know who he was making fun of. It sounded kind of like they were doing like a Borat thing, but it was before Borat was a thing.
Right. Yakov Smirnoff, maybe? Back then? What a country!
Oh, yeah. You know, that sounds more like what they were doing. Yeah, it's kind of Yakov Smirnoff sort of style thing. But, you know, what are you going to do? Oh, this is interesting. I don't know if you've heard of Pal World lately, but that's like the big game everybody's playing. Like Pokemon guns.
Yeah.
It is a fucking blast, by the way.
Yeah, that's what I've heard, man. Like it's a pretty blatant ripoff of
I mean, no more than
shit.
Digimon. No more than Digimon was. It's inspired by Pokemon.
Right.
There's lots of things that have similar things in it.
Yeah, it's definitely different enough. Yeah,
they included the balls though. That's what makes it similar to Pokemon. Is they included the like, you know, you catch the Pokemon by throwing a Pokeball at them or whatever. They included those. That's what makes everybody make the comparison. And I think that's where they got the bad rep for that. But it's one of those things where it's like, come on, man, like. Is nobody allowed to do anything that sounds like your precious Pokemon now, guys?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think one guy I was listening to was talking about, he's like, yeah, you got two wolf characters. They're going to kind of look alike. I mean, they're going to have to look like wolves, so they're going to be kind of similar.
Exactly. That is probably the best comparison that I've heard so far.
Yeah.
But people get super upset about it. Yeah, there are definitely similarities to Pokemon. Like you'd have to be pretty dishonest to say like that wasn't a thing.
Well, the fact that Nintendo hasn't tried, because the game's been for a while. I know it's
Nintendo actually came
lately,
out and said like, "Hey, you know what? It's fine. Like, just leave them alone. Like, you're not helping. We don't want you to help us. We're fine." They're not doing something wrong. There's nothing illegal about what they're doing. Like, they settle the fuck down and just take a chill pill.
Yeah, because you know Nintendo would absolutely fucking sue if they could.
Yeah, oh yeah. I mean, they shut down everything they can.
So yeah, it's obviously different enough.
Yay, I got a cow. So they have breeding in this, where you like have to make the little guys get together.
Right.
And you have to feed them cake, which makes it extra funny.
Right.
Like you put them in the breeding pen, and then you make a special cake for them to like fuck with, I guess, or next to or on or something. I don't know. But it's very entertaining.
It's crazy. Cake will put you in the mood, man.
Want to fuck? Get some cake.
It's the greatest aphrodisiac on the planet.
Definitely, 100%.
Pale world. Just the Pokemon with guns thing sounds
It
really
is
fucking
essentially,
fun.
yeah, and it's super fun. Like that's the thing that I think a lot of people are just like not understanding is this like, if anything, people should be upset with game companies for like keeping this kind of thing away from them for so long.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because from what I've heard, the guy that like came up with the game or whatever was just like, you know what, I like this, this, and this. So there's no game that really does all this. So I'm going to make it.
Yep.
And I guess I don't. The charge is that he used AI to create the characters, like using Pokemon.
Oh, is that what they're
Fuck you
saying?
barking at?
I don't think he did.
You barking at?
And even if he did, like, who cares, right? I mean, like, it's like if
No.
there's nothing illegal about that, there's nothing.
Yeah.
And if you think about it, AI isn't that different from the way a person would do it, right? Like if somebody said to you,
Yeah.
like, "Hey,
Yeah.
you know what? I'd like you to draw a house with a wolf in front of it." Well, you're going to think about all the different houses you've ever seen, and all the different wolves you've ever seen, and how they've been represented, and what they look like, or whatever. And you're going to base whatever you draw on that. You're going to be copying stuff you've seen there. So it's not
Yeah.
drastically
Yeah.
different from the way a person would. Like the AI is doing the same thing. They're just like, well, these are all houses. These
Yeah,
are
just
all
way more
wolves.
efficiently.
Yeah, exactly. It's way more efficient. It takes less time and it's more accurate.
Yeah.
The difference is the
Yeah.
AI doesn't have to spend
Yeah, I know.
10 years practicing while it grows up to figure out how to do that. Whereas,
Sorry, my dog.
you know,
Oh shit.
a human takes many, many years to learn how to draw properly.
Yeah, and they can just spit out a shitload of models just like fucking almost instantly.
Yeah.
And
And
here's 50 of,
iterations, and you can make all sorts of crazy adjustments really easily. So it's definitely definitely one of those things where you got to be like, all right, well, that's pretty cool, but you know, I don't think that that's cheating or that it should be illegal or anything like that. That doesn't make sense to me. I think people are concerned that here's the concern, and I think it's a valid concern that people have. We are not sharing in the benefit of mechanization of all these processes. Right? So, like, if the fact that we have all these things that are doing things for us, like, why are we not all benefiting in a more equal fashion from all of these things being done by machines?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I don't know. I don't know what the answer to that is. That's you know, that's not really a thing I have an answer to. But because it's not communism. Like that's definitely not where we want to go with this.
Right. Right. Oh fuck. Luke, stay up here. This fucking dog. He was barking like crazy. I thought he had to take a shit or something.
I mean, maybe. Who knows?
And it turns out, no, he's just barking for the fucking hell of it. Sorry, this dog's messing with my... You're lucky you're adorable. Like, but yeah, last night he was fucking... when I take him into the side yard, I usually don't even bother putting a leash on him because it's open, you know, it's a fenced-in area.
Yeah.
But last night he fucking, like, bolted into my mom's room and was, like, bugging her before we went outside. And, again, he's adorable, so, like, she doesn't mind. She'll fucking pet him and shit, even though she's laying down to go to sleep. When we came back in, like, he walked away from the door, like, through the kitchen at first, like, he was going to go to my room. But then, like, as soon as he got around the table, he fucking bolted left and turned around and ran back into her room, jumped back onto her bed and shit. Like, you little fucking asshole. Like, he didn't go straight for it. Like, he went like, towards my room at first. So he's, like, doing it on purpose. To make me think he was fucking Yeah, he's a fucking smart little fucker. Sorry, my apologies for the tangent.
No, you're fine. Nothing to
Yeah.
stress out over. I'm figuring out what to. So each different pal has different tasks that they can do in your base. So one of the things that's really frustrating is if you want to make something, like craft an item, because it is a survival game as well. Like they basically took Pal World. They
Right.
basically said,
Close.
"What are all the really popular games?" All right, survival games are big. Pokemon is really big. Uh, Breath of the Wild was a massive hit. Let's just take all the good parts of all these different games and fucking throw them together into one game, which they did. Very well done.
Yeah.
Still, like, there's still
Yeah, I'm not even
some
sure what the
issues.
AI thing is. Like, even if they did use AI, I don't understand why it's a huge
Why it would be an issue
problem.
at all? Yeah.
Like, yeah. Because like, apparently the dude that the head of the game or whatever talks a lot about how great AI is. So I think that's why everybody thinks he's doing some shit. It seems odd, especially
Yeah.
again for a game that's been out like a year at this point, right? Like it's been out a while, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, what? You mean the Pal World?
Yeah.
Oh no, Pal World's been out for like a few months. Like 6 months
Okay.
maybe,
Well,
but
even
it's
that.
been out for a while. It's not like brand new.
Yeah.
You're definitely right in
Yeah.
that. It's
Okay.
definitely not like a brand spanking new, nobody's ever heard of a game. It's
Yeah.
been out for a little
Okay.
while, but it is also one of
Yeah.
those things where like
Where the fuck is this shit coming from then? Like I said, if Nintendo literally is like, yeah, no, we got nothing. Like, why is everyone else talking shit? It's seems very weird. It's like
you know what? I
the people that are
genuinely do not. I
talking
wish I
about
had an
it.
answer for that because you're right. It is really bizarre. It is one of those things where it's like, man, that does not really doesn't compute.
Yeah, like this is such a non-issue. Again, Nintendo, as far as game companies, is pretty much as litigious as it gets.
Oh
Like they
yeah,
don't
yeah.
even
If
let you do
anybody
let's
was gonna
plays.
sue, it would definitely be Nintendo.
Yeah, like nobody was allowed to do let's plays or whatever from back in the day. Playing the game or whatever, unless Nintendo got a cut. Like that's the only time they would let you fucking play their games and fucking broadcast them or whatever.
Oh yeah,
Broadcaster,
that was
broadcast.
that whole thing on YouTube. I remember that. Yeah, that was really fucking bad. That was terrible.
Yeah, it was nuts, dude. Because I'm like, dude, that's only helping you. Like, there's not that many people that are going to be like, oh, well, I'm not going to buy the game now since I saw you play it. Like, no, if it's good gameplay, people are going to be more likely to buy it if they like see other people enjoying it and it looks fun. So yeah, it's a very odd stance for them to take. Although they probably know that and they're just like, look, we can get some extra money out of this. So fuck these guys. We'll get the free advertising and make money.
Yep. Would not be at all surprised.
Yeah, did you play the Elder Scrolls Online at all?
What do you mean, like the like Skyrim and all the other games, like the?
No. The Elder Scrolls Online, the game, the Elder Scrolls Online, ESO. I'm guessing no.
Oh,
I guess I
Bethesda's.
should
Oh,
know the answer
Bethesda's
is no.
actual multiplayer version of all the other
Yeah,
ones.
like
Yes, I
the
did.
MMO type. Yeah.
I did play it.
Okay.
I tried to play it for about an hour or two before I got to the point where I was just
Yeah,
like, this is an intolerable fucking mess.
yeah. It's apparently it's gotten better, but yeah, I did not enjoy it. I was like, the same people that made Skyrim made this fucking mess. Like this sucks.
It was genuinely awful. I'm
Yeah,
trying to think
apparently
of
it's a lot
how to
better now.
describe it.
Yeah, yeah. I just know, like, the main thing that bugged me is, like, there was, like, you could only carry, like, 50 items. And there was no way to get storage without paying money to, like, buy a house or whatever. I think that's different now. I think you can actually do that, you know.
What I
Yeah,
ran
actually get
into
a house.
was that there was just like the gameplay was just dumb. Like it was just boring and dumb. Like lockpicking was terrible. Could not.
I don't think I had to pay any lockpicking. I don't think it even got to that. But yeah, it was. Yeah, it sucked, man. I mean, it was cool because of the lore and all that shit. But yeah, the gameplay was not great. And again, um, I'm a bit of a hoarder. From what you've said, it sounds like you are too. So yeah, not having an ability to store it, you know, a bunch of the shit, like literally having to just drop stuff that's, you know, potentially valuable just
Oh
because you
yeah,
don't
we're
have enough
definitely
slots for
those
it.
players that like we gotta get everything we can.
Nah. I don't go as far as brooms and all that kind of shit like you do, but yeah, definitely. Yeah, especially dude. Once I learned the infinite carry weight thing for your fucking follower, I was like, oh yeah, I'm taking fucking everything. I'm taking skulls. I'm taking fucking yeah. So I want to make a room um, out of just a bunch of skulls or you know that kind of shit. I'm trying to get the with the what do you call it, the duplication trick or whatever. Um, do you remember the mission starts in Solitude? There's the old man running around. He's like, you got to get my master to come back, and it's a Sheogorath level. But
Oh
anyways, you
yeah,
have to
yeah.
have Emperor Pelagius. You have to have Emperor Pelagius's hip bone in order to get into the fucking like. You got to get into whatever wing of the palace, and then you have to have his hip bone to go to Sheogorath land or whatever. All right. Well, that's one of the items that will duplicate because some will and some won't.
Huh.
So I was
Interesting.
trying to get together like hundreds of just his hip bones and just throw them all into one room. I don't know why, but that seemed really funny to me. To just have a room full of Pelagius's hip bones.
I like it. I like it. I'm in. This is a thing I would definitely do myself.
Yeah, so I'm working on that. Yeah, so it's kind of nice because like obviously at first it's slow going because you only have one that can duplicate. But then once you get two, then you can get four, you can get eight. You know, you can double it each time.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it gets
yeah.
up
It
there
just
pretty
keeps
quick.
going up.
So yeah, slow going at first, but it gets up there pretty quick. Stop. I'm not fighting you. I'm not fighting you. You're being a pain. God damn you, dog. Fuck. Ish. I'm not playing. I'm not fighting you. I'm not fighting you. He's very insistent. Once he gets into fucking play mode, it's all fucking. That's all over.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's weird because I'll sit out here for like a fucking half an hour. I'm in front of our house right now, and he'll be fine, just fucking checking out the neighborhood, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden he'll get bored of everything else, and he's just like, "All right, it's time for me to attack you." And then it's all over until we go
Well, he
until we
likes
go
to he
inside.
likes to interact. You know, he wants to be part of like
Yeah,
enjoy spending time with you and playing and all that.
yeah. But it's impossible to get him to stop, dude. Other than going inside, it's the only way to stop him. All right, puppy. All right. What if I just pet you? What do you do if I just pet you?
I
What
would
if I
think of
just
it
pet
as
you
like
instead?
like just like a little kid. You know, they just need attention sometimes, or they get
Yeah,
bored. You know,
yeah,
doing the thing they're
especially
doing.
yeah, golden retrievers are pretty notorious for needing attention.
Oh, hey, have
Yeah.
you ever gotten like ramen from a shop as opposed to just like the cheap, shitty pack that you get in the store?
No, no.
Oh my
Uh,
god.
Unless you count like the Mongolian barbecue places or shit like that.
Yeah, like any place that sells like restaurant food. They have like
Right, right.
ramen, they'll sell you like a bowl
Okay,
of
yeah,
noodles with
yeah. It's been
ramen.
a while, but yeah.
It's like, oh my god, I tried that for the first time the other day,
Yeah.
and it's so much better. It's like, oh, it's a whole nother world. It is actually like a very satisfying, pleasurable meal, as opposed to like the 25-cent pack of ramen where you're like, I mean, I gotta eat not to die.
Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah. It's not bad, but yeah, definitely the restaurant quality is significantly better. But yeah, they have. Have you been to like one of the actual Mongolian bar restaurants?
Mm.
Basically, they'll
I've eaten almost every
basically
kind
they
of
give
food
you a
that I
big
can get a
bowl and
chance to.
put in.
Mongolian is definitely very good.
Right. Yeah. So basically, like it'll be you get a big bowl or whatever, and then you go through and you pick out whatever and fucking the noodles or what. Then you take it up to them, and then they cook it all up on the grill right there, and then they give you the bowl back with your cooked food in it. Yeah,
Steaming
that shit's
hot,
pretty
fresh
fucking
food.
good, dude. Yeah, yeah, and again, the ramen is obviously much better quality.
Mm. Yeah, ramen from like an actual ramen shop is amazing. And then I tried one of the things that I've seen on YouTube a bunch of times, but I've never had. You know that show like Japanese
Yeah.
street food? Do you ever watch the street food making videos?
No, no.
All right. Well, they got these
Yeah.
things where they'll make like these little bread, like cakey bread fish things, and they fill them with all sorts of stuff. And one of the typical fillings is a red bean paste that's supposed to be like a dessert. So it's like a little slightly crispy, little filled sort of almost like a little donut or like a thing, but it's not as sweet as like an American pastry. And I tried one of the red bean paste fishes, and it was like, wow, that's amazing. Like way better than most of the desserts you get from like anywhere here.
Look, get out of there.
Like if you ever get a chance to try
Leave
like
it.
red bean paste anything, it's really good. But you would not associate beans with
Red
a
bean
dessert,
paste,
right?
yeah, I
Because
don't
like
think I've
we
had
get like Mexican food or like barbecue. You have like baked beans at a barbecue or something.
Leave it. Leave it.
Or did you hear about Alaska's National Guard?
Sorry. You're going after like a fucking. No, what happened?
They're apparently talking about sending their National Guard to help the feds.
Oh wow! Like in Texas or whatever, or like the border?
I don't know. I didn't see where it was. It was just one of those things where it's like, man, are we really starting to go down this road? And is Alaska really on that side?
Yeah, that's fucking interesting. There's a place called Genghis Khan in your town. It's supposed to be a Mongolian barbecue place.
Yeah, it's a good place.
Have you eaten there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. So it looks like that's what I was talking about.
Oh, that's not quite the same
so you've
as
had
ramen.
that before.
It's good, but it's not quite the same as ramen. Yeah, not the same thing. Ramen, like the broth for ramen, is like one of those things where it's like a thing they cook all day long. And so what they'll do is like they'll cook the noodles separately and have a giant pot of broth that's been going for like ever. And it's incredibly good flavor on the broth. Like it's such a good, subtle, pleasant flavor. It's insane.
Nice. Yeah. Wow, okay. That's a little different.
Yep. There's usually like a half a boiled egg in there and then like a few slices of meat or like some pieces of like chicken or some like, depending on what kind of ramen you're getting.
Gotcha. So yeah, actually no, I don't think I've eaten at an actual ramen restaurant then.
10 out of 10, do recommend. God damn, it's taking forever to make this goddamn cake.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm munching on some cashews. I had a very light lunch.
Yeah, no worries.
There was a bunch of stuff on the fucking Discord. Yeah, so a lot of the fentanyl originates in China. There's a surprise that's killing all the people.
Shocking.
Saw a little news report about that, and I'm like, oh, what a surprise. And it's coming through Mexico. It's almost like maybe China's behind our open border policy. So they can sell fentanyl to us through fucking Mexico.
Yeah, so they can use the asylum seekers as fucking drug mules, basically.
Oh, I thought about that thing with the jury person. You put that, because I watched that video too.
Okay, yeah.
I think she was confusing the last topic of whether or not the mom should have done something differently. And was saying, we'll never know because, no, we'll never know if the mom had done anything differently, if it would have changed the outcome of that situation. But I think she was just really nervous because she's on national TV and she's, she's just some fucking random person. She's never been on TV before. You know what I mean? It's not like she's famous, like she has no fucking idea. So I think it was just like a combination of just like, being super, super fucking scared and nervous and like, oh God, I'm on TV and, all this other shit. And plus the, just kind of confused her.
Yeah, that's true. That is a stressful situation if you're not dealing with it on a regular basis.
I would not be thrilled to be on national television. Like, if it were, if I were one of the jury members and they were like, oh, we want to do an interview, I'd be like, yeah, find somebody else. Fuck off. Like, I'm not going to be on TV and tell anybody anything. It's none of their fucking business. They weren't there.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to justify or my actions, and I'm not going to talk shit about somebody who's already going to prison and has been found guilty. Like, there's nothing really left to do at that point.
Yeah, what did you think of the parents being charged? Because my initial reaction. Yeah, no, in this case for sure, I was like, at my first, again, gut reaction was like, all right, that's probably unfair. But yeah, in this case, especially, I was like,
at the beginning of the video, I was very much about to be like, what the fuck are they charging the parents for? That's ridiculous. They didn't do anything. And then you see what actually happened, and you're like, oh no, they did. They did a lot by not doing anything.
Yeah. Dude, the fact that the mom, again, takes the fucking stand in her own defense and says, nope, I wouldn't have done anything differently.
Oh, yeah.
Like, what the fuck, dude? I'm like, how can you, like, again, there's plenty of situations where you can be like, okay, nobody saw this coming. But in this one, yeah, there was a few instances at least where she should have gotten her son fucking help. And definitely should have made sure he didn't have access to a goddamn gun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like, even if you think that, like, even if you're one of those fucking crazy fucks that just can't admit you did some shit wrong, you got to know that looks bad to say you wouldn't do anything differently in that situation. Like, it's fucking...
Agreed.
Like, nope, that's how deep it goes. Nope, wouldn't have done anything differently. I am perfect in every way. I do not make mistakes. It is impossible.
That is, that whole situation is
like, well,
pretty fucking nutty.
The school,
because she gave him the gun, and they were teaching him to shoot, and, like, they knew, like, he'd been asking for help for a while, it seemed like.
Stop it.
Like he had, if not directly asking for help, he was definitely crying out for help.
Get out of there.
Like, there was a lot of warning signs that were just completely disregarded because she could go fuck some random dude.
Yeah. So you fucker, fucking fireman lover or whatever. Stop, leave it. But yeah, dude, the fact that neither parent thought it pertinent to mention the fucking gun, or that he potentially had access to a gun or whatever, Like, I would feel like if they knew that, they would at least shake him down, like check his backpack, check his locker. But since they didn't bother to tell anybody that, people died. A lot of people got injured.
Oh yeah, died. A ton of people died that didn't have to. That was the really sad part. Was like, there was just legitimately no fucking excuse whatsoever for the amount of damage that was done.
Yeah. And again, it wouldn't have taken much, dude. It's fucking crazy that there are parents that are that fucking, like, apathetic towards their own child, dude. Mm-hmm. Like, what the fuck, man?
Yeah, no.
Like, oh, no, I know he did this drawing where he's talking to, drawing all this death and destruction and fucking saying he's going to be, basically, all that. Like, no, they probably don't need to know.
Announcing his intentions to murder people.
Yeah, it's fucking nuts. Like, the school probably should have forced them to take him home. Like, they probably should not have left that choice up to the parents, I guess. But again, not knowing that, again, there's a chance he had a fucking access to a firearm would have been useful information for the school, I would imagine.
Yep. Fully agree.
Yeah, like I said, I haven't heard the dad's side, but I assume, yeah, maybe he had some chick on the side that he was fucking too. I don't know.
Yeah, who knows?
But yeah, they didn't strike me as the most, the opposite of the fucking helicopter parents. Like, we'll just let him grow up on his own. We'll feed him, I guess. We'll give him a fucking room. But beyond that, I don't want to have to deal with another stupid-ass kid.
Yep. Well, it isn't any wonder he went on to kill people if that's the way he was treated by his own parents.
Yeah.
Man, I feel for that all the families involved, like, and that kid, but man, those parents, like, no sympathy at all, because they clearly just did not give a shit.
Yeah.
But, you know what? That actually is, I don't know. I'll be real honest, I don't know that that's going to stick on appeals and stuff, because it is kind of like...
Yeah, as far as the actual law is written...
responsible for what the parents did, like, it's just...
Yeah, let's see, he was already sentenced, right? The kid? Like, for, life in prison?
As far as I know, he's definitely going to be, like, in jail for, like, ever, essentially, if not, like, longer. Like, you don't get to come back from that, unfortunately. Like, there's no, like, oh, well, in a couple of years, we'll see if his behavior is a little better. Like, nah, you murdered a whole fucking lot of people. Like, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, you're kind of out of fucking society after that, even if you're a kid.
Yeah,
and again, I assume he was
we don't want you here anymore.
Yeah, I assume he was probably thinking he wouldn't get charged as an adult or something. Although he's just fucking nuts. I shouldn't fucking assign any specific fucking
who knows
strategy to what he was doing. Yeah. Yeah, as the jury lady said, we'll never know.
Yep. That was such a freaky, weird thing. It was a very weird moment in the video where you're like, even the reporter was just like, for like a second, just like, I don't know what to say to that one. See, they're teaching the anti-white hatred in schools. I didn't watch that video because I know what it's going to be. This is going to be so fucking frustrating. I'm not at all surprised that the New York City tried to pass a law for the migrants to vote and that it's unconstitutional either. That one...
Yeah, the only thing that was shocking is that the court struck it down. I was actually surprised that fucking court actually did the right thing.
You can't literally be like, hey, we're gonna let you all live here now in hotel rooms. Who do you want to vote for, even though you're not even a citizen of the fucking country? Like, that's insane. That's like buying votes on top of all the other shit at the same time was just like so far beyond the normal reach that the Democrats go, where they're trying to twist laws to abuse the system.
Yeah. But no, I was genuinely, I don't know about you, but I was genuinely surprised that the court actually struck it down as, unconstitutional.
Yeah, that is actually a little surprising. Yeah, that's not wrong. You're not wrong. It's a little weird.
Although, again, they're probably going to appeal it, and they'll get a judge that'll be like, nope, totally fine. You no longer need to be a citizen of the country to fucking vote.
Yeah, but that's the part that makes it weirdest to me is, like, why was that ever even a debate? Like, even like an attempt?
Yeah.
Like, it makes no sense, because it is such a bizarre, like, concept where it's like, they're not supposed to be here. Why would they get a say in our government? That doesn't make sense. Like, what do we just... Do you, like, when you're thinking about punishing the kid, do you call up your fucking, high school teachers from 20 years prior and be like, hey, by the way, how do you think I should punish my kid? I don't, like...
Yeah. But that's the absurdity of this world we live in.
I just imagine, like, it's just such a weird thing to do.
Why simulation theory, dude. I'm getting more convinced, dude, that we're actually just living in this, we're not even real. Whoever's in charge of the simulation thought it would be really funny to turn the absurdity levels up to 11.
Yeah, you know what? Every day that goes by, that sounds a little more reasonable.
It's like, this couldn't happen naturally. It couldn't get this fucking crazy on its own. Can it? Fuck. I guess it can.
You would hope not.
I mean, as far as simulations go, it's pretty convincing. But it's just getting too wacky. It's too wacky to be believed.
Yep. Gotta shut it all down. We gotta go Neo on that one. Oh, do you see the one where the guy shot a bunch of those fucking Just Stop Oil people?
Oh, he shot him?
Yep.
Holy shit.
I posted that video. This dude shot a bunch of them, and I'm like sitting there going, just the hero we need. Like,
right.
and here's why I have zero sympathy for the Just Stop Oil people here.
Right.
So he pulls the gun, and a couple of them are like, oh yeah, what are you gonna do? Shoot us? You're not gonna shoot us. You're not gonna do anything. Like, all right, well, yeah, he asked for it. Like, I'm sorry.
Right.
You're a fucking idiot. Like, I don't think he should have shot you. I agree that there's probably some sort of criminal charges, but, you know what? You deserved it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you're gonna antagonize somebody, like, yeah, whether you think they're gonna shoot or not.
Over you blocking the road. And you think it's a good time to be like, yeah, you're a fucking pussy. Alright, good plan, good plan. Hope you enjoy that bullet wound. You fucking moron.
Here's your Darwin Award, sir. Well earned.
Yeah, it was just a moment of like, who the fuck is that stupid? And how do you get that dumb and still like survive? Like, you would think the person would just be like drooling in a corner, unable to like remember to breathe on a regular basis.
Dude, yeah. It's like, it's one thing to think that. Yeah, in that situation, I can think.
I can totally understand being like, yeah, that guy's a fucking pussy. He needs a gun for this. What a pussy, like, yeah. But to say it out loud, that's the part where you gotta be like,
yeah,
that's not the best plan.
Yeah, it's
like,
making
you
it
clearly did not think this through.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's make it exponentially more possible that I'm going to get shot, and I'm going to antagonize the guy that was willing to pull out the gun. Like, yeah, if a guy's willing to fucking brandish a firearm, you're probably not it's probably not the best idea to antagonize that guy.
Nope. You would think that would be your last choice.
But again, congratulations on your Darwin Award. You did not breed before you got taken out of the fucking gene pool.
Yep. That was so funny. It was like, there was also a video I watched where it was like cars ramming Just Stop Oil protesters. And
yeah, I saw it. I didn't actually watch it. Posted
and,
it, I think, but I
was a
fucking
lot
didn't get around to
of
watching.
gently pushing and not a lot of actually ramming. No one actually
Gotcha.
rammed anyone. It was just cars that were like stopped, and then the Just Stop Oil people would like drape over the front, and then a lot of these car people would just slowly drive forward anyway. They're like, yeah, I'm not gonna stop. Like, yeah, fucking all right, cool. But there wasn't any,
you can
like,
get run over, you
risk
can
of
get out of the way.
injury.
Yeah, so it's not like they're up there fucking like ramming speed and just fucking
Exactly.
sucking them.
Exactly. Yeah. So that was kind of like disappointing. Oh.
I like to see 10 of them all lined up like fucking bowling pins and get fucking run over. That'd be a fun one to watch.
Yeah, I mean, it's the thing is, it's like what they're doing is like
7-10 split.
such a waste of everybody's time and energy.
Yeah, that's the thing, man. Like, it's one thing to protest and actually, like, be doing something to try to get people on your side. But what they're doing
if they were
is not
actually protesting.
Like,
I would
going
be
to
fine
make less
with it.
people. But yeah, you're just being annoying, and you're more likely to turn people against you. Like, your actions are quite obviously more likely to turn people against your cause. Like, you're being that fucking obnoxious. So what the fuck are you actually trying to do? Because it's not trying to change people's minds. You're just trying to fuck with people and feel important.
Exactly.
So yeah, it's very odd. But yeah, I mean, obviously that is their main goal, is to feel like they're making a difference. Or maybe it's not. Maybe it really is just I like to annoy people because I'm an antisocial asshole. And Just Stop Oil gives me the opportunity to go out and annoy people in public, allegedly as a protest. I'm on the right side of history. Yeah, that's the most dangerous thought, I think, in the modern day, is thinking you're, being convinced, not even just thinking, just totally convinced that what you're doing is being part of being on the right side of history.
Well, and who gives a shit?
Yeah,
like, why do I give a fuck?
Odd.
So when I cease to exist 200 years later, somebody's going to be like, oh, well, you were right. So fucking what? Who cares?
Yeah, that random guy really was on the right side of history. Good for him. We're gonna remember his name forever, I'm sure.
And in what is the general opinion on a lot of things in that particular part of history? Because at one point you were on the right side of history if you thought black people weren't human and that you had slaves. That was at one point that was a prevailing idea. Right? Like
yeah.
And that was during slavery here. But then you know what? Thousands of years prior to that, that was also the prevailing idea. So at the right time, during the Civil War, or prior to the Civil War, you were on the right, all the Egyptians were on the right side of history having slaves. Now they're not. Well, how do we know that in like 200 or 300 years they're not going to turn around and be like, no, slaves were good?
Yeah.
There's no guarantee that society is going to constantly go in the same direction morally that you think it should.
Yeah, and the left does seem to view all these minorities as essentially not slaves, but not much more. Like, you know what I mean? They're like, no, we need people to pick our cotton, and we need people to. You're like,
Well,
is that
and
all you
and
think?
it starts with
Like, I mean, it
handouts. So
is.
like all communism. It starts with like handouts, right? Like you just start handing out free shit to people. You give other people's money to people, things like that. That's the pretty standard sort of
Yeah,
like thing. But eventually, does that become like work camps or labor camps because you need stuff done? So we'll just like, all the people that are homeless have to like report to a work camp now suddenly. Like where does it? Eventually, that can go to some pretty dark places. You know,
yeah, yeah, yeah. Like
because
they could be like, well, you're not citizens yet, so we're gonna do this to you because
right.
fuck you, you're still undocumented.
Yeah, exactly. Or it could go to there.
We'll
There's like
pay
so
you.
many places it can go that are so bad, and I just
Yeah,
don't
it's
think
kind of like
people
we'll pay you,
realize
but we don't have to
the.
pay you. Yeah, we don't have to pay you minimum wage because you're not actual citizens. So here's your $5 an hour.
Yeah, so it's definitely a concern to me. I don't
Yeah,
know. It's.
yeah,
I think it's
yeah. No, for the
short-sighted
leftists,
that a lot of other
at
people
least
are
the
not
ones in
thinking about it.
charge. Yeah,
Yeah,
like the rank and file people are probably thinking they're doing something virtuous, but the higher ups are like, yeah, they're going to vote for us because we let them in, and then we're going to exploit their labor for really cheap.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Would not
So for
surprise
the
me in the
Democrats,
slightest if that's what
it's
ended up going
win-win.
on. Would not surprise me in the slightest if that's the eventual result.
Yeah, it reminds me of I don't know if it was you. It was probably you. I don't talk to anybody else now that I think about it. But they did a study on like how people talk to like how white people would talk to minorities, and like most conservatives would just talk to them the same way they talk to everyone else, and most liberals would basically infantilize them and talk to them like they're
Yeah,
fucking idiots.
yeah.
Was that you? Was that you that had mentioned that? I can't
I don't know
remember.
if it
Maybe it
was or it
was a
wasn't, but I
video I
do
watched.
remember talking about it and being like, "Yeah, it's absolutely true."
Yeah.
Yeah, like
So
you're
it's
not
quite
wrong.
obvious that they don't have a high opinion
Any respect at all
of
for
these people.
for those people. Let's
Although,
see. Yeah,
yeah. Well, yeah, just having the idea of they can't help themselves. They're fucking brutes, basically. So they can't help. That is kind of the attitude, right? Or basically is the attitude.
oh, yeah, or it's the noble savage. They're somehow
Yeah,
like
yeah,
perfect because they're these noble savages that have been, that
yeah.
are
Wronged
not
throughout history.
capable
Yeah,
of forging a way in our modern, crazy, complicated world.
yeah, yeah.
Like,
Yeah, it's very just patronizing. And yeah, yeah. Infantilize them. It's just fucking incredibly patronizing, dude.
cause like it's like that whole thing with the driver's licenses and the IDs. It's like, oh, black people can't get IDs. Well, you ask black people, they're like, what the fuck do you mean? Of
Yeah,
course
I
you
know
need
where
a
the
fucking
DMV
ID. It's
is.
like
What the
it's
fuck?
like $10 in a fucking 5 minutes in line. Like what the fuck? It's not hard to get an ID. Like the
Yeah,
interesting thing about that
yeah, that
particular
one was
argument
pretty
was there was
ridiculous.
never any statistical numbers of how many black people didn't have IDs so couldn't vote. Because I imagine if there was
Yeah,
actual numbers presented alongside that argument, it would be like there's exactly the same as every other racial group. Like everybody has IDs.
yeah. It was just something they were assuming was
like
true without
everybody
looking
has
into it at all.
them is what I think.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah,
That was such a
yeah.
silly thing.
That's,
Yeah. Man, I am still baking this goddamn cake. It is taking forever. I
Oh,
need
to
to
get
get.
your animals to fuck?
Yeah, so there's a specific early game. Like I'm only level 20, and there's like that's really low. Like I think the max level is like 50 or something.
Mm-hmm.
But there is a trick you can do where you breed two particular pals together, and the resulting pal that they give birth to is like a much better high level pal that does a lot of really good work around your camp and your bases, and like, mine's really good, and he picks up wood really fast and helps you craft things quicker and cook things faster. So it's like super super handy to have, and it's like, I want to start breeding a bunch of those as quick as I can, because there's various different things. So like, you only have a certain amount of pals you can assign to your home base, right? You plant
Right.
you plant your PAL box where you control which ones are on the base and which ones aren't, and then it creates a radius around itself which you can build in. And so you build your base, and you have like, you have little farms to grow like berries and wheat and lettuce and all these other things that you need. You have, places to mine for stone, places to do lumbering for wood, and then you assign little pals out. You just stick them out in your camp, and each of them have like various different skills. Some of them have more than others, and they can help you around the camp. So like, some pals are really useful to have around camp. Some are really good to help you fight other pals. It's just really complicated.
Right.
But this one
Are you
is one of those
fighting
ones that
other people or just?
there are servers you can play online where you play like with a bunch of other random people in the same server. They have like guilds and, player versus player stuff and all that kind of stuff. But I'm not a fan of PvP for these kind of games.
Yeah, I hear you.
Like, they already had, like, their last update was partially just to fix like the hacking problem. People using cheats in like the live servers. Because,
Oh,
like, if you're playing on your own
of
private
course.
game or
Yeah.
your own private server, you can have any kind of mods you want and do all sorts of crazy shit and, change the game pretty drastically. And it's a lot of fun.
Right.
But you can't do that on, like, a public server because, like, that's unfair to the rest of the players. Like, they should be all playing with the same basic rules.
Right.
So they already had to fix that. Already working on dealing with that, right? Like, already. It's only, like, 6 months in. Incredibly
No, that's
popular
different
game.
from
Also,
most game
they've
companies.
run into a huge problem with the cost of servers because they're a small game company. They never could have anticipated how popular this game was going to get, and like, the numbers are like better than things like Call of Duty and shit. Like, the amount of numbers they're getting insane. So they have to, like,
Yeah, I think it was
Nintendo's
only
actually
second to
stepping
like
in to
PUBG,
assist
right?
them. Huh?
I think that there were like somebody was saying that the only game that's had more at like one time current like players is like PUBG when it came out.
Yeah, probably. Would not at all surprise
So
me.
yeah, and they've got like yeah. So it's growing a bit too fast for them.
It's just one of those things where they're like, hey, we need to like take a step back and relax here. We got, we gotta like get some help with this, server thing, because we don't want to get so far ahead and not be able to provide the service that we need to provide. And
Yeah, you can make sure it's sustainable.
yeah. And I think Xbox is stepping in to help and stuff like that.
I know.
So, one of the other things is for sure. What was it? There's a lot of stuff to fix. Like, there's a ton of shit in Palworld that needs to be like fixed and adjusted. But it's just like they're really on top of it. Like they're actually doing it because they're like so happy to be this successful. That they're like, yeah, we got it. We're gonna work as hard as we can. We're gonna get this done. So it's like such a drastic difference from your typical video game. Same thing with Baldur's Gate, really. It's just such a drastic difference from the typical like game company being like, yeah, you go fuck yourself. We don't really care. You know, like nobody gives a shit. Like you gave us your money, go fuck off. You know.
Yeah, you're buying it anyway.
Yeah, exactly. So.
Here you go, community. Fix all our fuck ups.
Who with the what? Oh, you kind of roboted out for me, man. I'm not hearing you at all.
No, I can't remember who did it on. God damn it. God damn it.
Oh my god, are you smoking on Mars? No.
Am I still coming out, or?
It's
I'm
still roboting. More robotic than our president, but I'm. Oh, that's a thing they need to change. Shouldn't be able to damage your own shit. That's dumb.
Me now?
No, you came back on robot-y. You're roboting again. I kind of could make out what you were saying because I kind of was, you know, can you hear me now? It's the standard.
Hey.
All right. Oh, wait.
Hold on, I'm going to get closer to the fucking rabbit.
I think I can hear you now. You started coming through there.
Does it work?
You're coming through now. Yeah, you're coming through now.
Right, I'm going to go now. All right, I'm going to go out front. I'll be closer to the router. All right, hopefully it'll hold in the meantime.
Up a goddamn thing? All right, that's annoying.
Let's see if I can remember that I put a cigarette in my...
Like how insane that Trump thing is going? Where they just took $83 million.
Which part? There's a lot.
They just took $83 million from the poor bastard.
Did they actually take the money already?
Not yet, but I mean, they're
saying
trying
just they got
to. Yeah, like where he didn't get any, like he didn't get to provide a case or anything like that. And I saw a video of that. And I was just like, God damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, and how long ago was that? Was it supposed to happen? Like in the 80s or 70s or something? Like it's been decades, right?
Well, and it was proven not to have happened.
Yeah.
That's the other thing that gets me about that particular case is it's like we know it didn't happen. It's not even like a debate. It's just like, why are we having this conversation? Did nothing happen? Nothing. We know it didn't happen. Like, she went to court and had absolutely no way of proving any of what she said was even remotely true. Thus, it never occurred.
Yeah. Wasn't it something like the judge almost kind of overruled the jury somehow? Like, or maybe that's a different case. It's hard to keep them straight at this point. But I thought it was something where like the judge was making a ruling and saying like, well, no, they proved that he, raped her or sexual assault. And like, no, they said it didn't. He's like, no, I'm going to still fucking charge him like he did. Yeah. Again, I'm horrible on details.
Yeah. They proved it didn't happen in court. And the judge was like, no, it did. I said so. So, it doesn't matter what you guys said. The jury is just to be disregarded. And that's
Yeah. where he's basically like, yeah, they kind of basically said he didn't rape her, actually, like, penetrate her in any way, but I'm gonna rule as if you did find out that way. Yeah, it's fucking. Yeah, just absurd, the whole fucking thing. Yeah, did you see it happen with the case in Georgia where the bitch?
No, what happened in Georgia?
God damn you, fucking shit! Hold on, this disconnected, man. All right, am I still coming through?
Yeah,
Is it
yeah,
just
yeah.
the
What happened
headset
in
disconnected
Georgia?
on?
You were
Okay.
saying something about Georgia.
Okay, the bitch that was bringing the case was apparently like uh, paying like the dude she was fucking like 6 times as much as she was paying to any other lawyers, right?
Wow.
And then it turned out he was like a judge, like a traffic court judge or something crazy like that. And then he had never done any prosecutorial shit, like ever. But she was paying him a shitload of fucking money to pretend to be doing something for the case.
Wow. That just gets worse
Yeah,
every time.
yeah.
Good Lord.
Mm. So yeah. Although I don't know, it's they're trying to get her off of the case because of it. They're saying that can be prejudicial against Trump. I don't understand that aspect of the law, I guess. Because I'm
Yeah,
like, yeah,
that
she's
doesn't make any
fucking
sense.
obviously fucking corrupt or whatever, but like, I don't understand why that. Um, yeah, obviously it's all bullshit in my opinion. But like, I don't understand why that disqualifies anything. Or maybe they're just saying that she should step down or something. Although even then, I'm like, yeah, she's a little corrupt. Like, it's not surprising that a politician or a lawyer would do that kind of shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess they're trying to force somebody else to be heading up the case, I guess. Yeah, I mean, I don't think anybody with any reasonable amount of fucking objectivity thinks it's anything other than a bullshit witch hunt.
It was just a way to punish Trump. Like we all know.
Yeah,
We're all aware.
yeah,
Like, they just wanted to punish Trump and try to steal money from him. And if they could give it to her, then they could,
yeah.
they
And
did,
that's
I
I
guess.
guess, yeah. And I think it's because he questioned the ballots or the whatever in Georgia, which, again, he's not alone on that. You know what I mean? There was a lot of fucking shenanigans that appeared to be happening. So, like, he's suing for that.
Yeah,
I'm
hopefully
pretty sure.
on
Maybe I've got it
appeals
mixed
this
up.
gets
Again,
all
there are so
overturned and
fucking many.
like, yeah, hopefully on appeals this gets overturned and stuff. Like, because this is such a silly thing.
Yeah, yeah. But you never know. Again, a lot of judges nowadays seem to just be ignoring what the fucking law says and going with their side of the political spectrum. So yeah, it's scary that it can be so easily fucking, used that way. Like, hey, yeah, the bitch that went on with Anderson Cooper and was talking about how rape is sexy. Yeah, give her $83 million. She's fucking earned it.
Wait, she said what?
Dude, you not remember that? Yeah, she was on fucking like CNN or wherever. For Anderson, I don't know. Anderson Cooper still on CNN? Probably. Anyways, yeah, like he literally said at one point in the interview, "I think rape is sexy." That bitch is the one that got $83 million. Because yeah, Anderson Cooper was like, obviously, it's not something you're expecting to hear from someone who's claiming that she was raped and just trying to fucking sue somebody about it.
Wow.
Yeah, how fucking nuts is that?
I mean, can you imagine $83 or $83 million
Oh shit!
stolen from you?
I think yeah. Yeah, over some bullshit
And
that was
they're
in
just gonna
no
take $83
way
million out
proven.
of your pocket with no evidence. And after losing a court case, yeah, it boggles the mind. It's such a bizarre situation because it's just so wrong in so many levels. It's like
Yeah, it seems
I
just like massive fucking judicial overreach.
I'm trying. I genuinely cannot think of anything that makes less sense. Like I'm trying. I
Yeah,
cannot.
no, the world again has become an incredibly absurd place.
Yeah, essentially a judge based on purely political reasons. There's absolutely no precedent whatsoever in any law of any kind that supports his choice. Has used his power to just steal $83 million from one person to give to another person purely for political reasons. And it's like, this is really like another step towards civil war because how can we resolve our differences if not through like the law, like the courts? That's a big part of how you keep things civil. You know what I mean? Like literally, like
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's like fucking Colorado kicking him off the fucking ballot uh, for instigating an insurrection or whatever, and they're like, no, he's in court about that. He has not been convicted of that, and you're fucking like making a judgment based on that
yeah.
being fact when it has
Of
not
course, he's
even
in
been
court over
proven.
that, and they're refusing
Like
to
he has
allow
not
him
been found
to,
guilty of insurrection.
and they're not allowing him to present any sort of like self defense of any kind.
Yeah. Well, it's blatantly fucking bullshit, dude. Like again,
Yeah,
I
oh yeah.
the fact that that case isn't decided and they're still going to take him off the ballot anyway because fuck due process. Yeah, fuck
First of
to
all,
hell
why do
with
they
due
even have the
process,
option to
dude.
take him off the ballot? That shouldn't even exist. That's absolute
Yeah,
nonsense. As somebody who's a
yeah,
legitimately running for
yeah. It's
president
again
would
just
be removed from the ballot. It's like you shouldn't
yeah,
have
it's
that
absurd
option
all
at
around.
all. That's not your decision to make.
Yeah, 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 and especially doing it based on a pending case that is again pretty obviously bullshit. Yeah, again, I don't think anybody with any objectivity. There's a lot of evidence. This fucking thing keeps disconnecting on me. I'm sorry, but yeah, I mean, there's a lot of evidence that the the cops essentially ushered those people into the fucking Capitol building.
Oh yeah, no question
Fuck, did I cut
whatsoever.
out completely? Am I still on?
No, you're still there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's no question. We have video evidence to prove it. Like it's not like there's
Okay,
a
cool.
case to argue against it.
Yeah, yeah, and people have gotten fucking again beyond Trump's Trump himself. Like people weren't even there were getting busted for shit. Like I think that I
Yeah,
don't know if it
that's
was a
the part
Proud
that
Boys
was
guy
really
or not,
scary.
but like there was somebody that wasn't even there. Yeah, that got like charged as fomenting an insurrection or whatever, and fucking actually guilty of it. Found guilty of it, dude. It's fucking nuts. Come on, please. Back up. Yeah, it's just bizarre. Again,
How can you be
like
found
most of
guilty a
everything
crime
nowadays,
that
just utterly
isn't even a
absurd, man.
crime?
Yeah, you weren't even. The dude wasn't even there. I'm fuzzy on specific details, but I just remember one guy that was like not even there, not even in DC. Somehow got charged with that shit. And pled guilty. I think he might have pled guilty like a fucking dumbass.
You know, that does happen a lot of times. People just don't know that they're not obligated to say, you know, this or that or the other thing.
Yeah, they just have so little faith in the judicial system. They're like, yeah, it doesn't matter what the truth is. It doesn't matter what happened. They're gonna get me, so I might as well plead guilty and get it over with.
Yeah, it is an unfortunate situation because, especially when you look at that kind of thing. But like, I don't know, man. It's just.
Yeah, fucking time.
I don't know. It's like the people that don't understand that, like, you don't have to talk to the police. You know, like there's too many traps that make zero sense whatsoever for like the average person, and it seems like it's intended to fuck them over.
Yeah, I watch a lot of police interrogation ones. And I'm like, dude, you know you're guilty. Why would you cooperate at all? Why would you give them a fucking story at all?
Yep.
Like, they already think you're guilty. Like, if they're questioning you and they're reading you your rights, you're probably not just a witness. Like, you're probably under suspicion.
Yeah.
But they're like, nope, I'm smarter than the cops. Did you ever watch any videos about the? This has nothing to do with politics or anything, but the bitch that zipped her fucking longtime boyfriend up in like a suitcase.
Oh, and then left him
just
to
left
die?
him there, and he ended up dying.
Yeah, and he was
even saying, do you ever watch any videos or heard about
laughing
that
at it? That was the more egregious part.
Yeah, she was saying like, "Oh no, I wasn't really that drunk."
Around about it and laughing at him in there while he was begging to be let out, saying, "I'm dying." And then she just left the room. And
and had completely forgotten. Like she's like, "No, I just had like a bottle of wine." And I'm like, "You forgot making those fucking videos, you dumb bitch! Like you're obviously on you obviously must have drank more than a bottle of wine." If you can't,
or she wanted him to die and made the videos and thought no one would ever see them. I think she thought no one would ever see them.
Mock him.
I think she thought that she would be able to play it off and that the police would believe her. I think she was just that narcissistic.
Yeah, she did.
And she thought no one would ever see the videos, and she would be able to use them to just jack off.
Yeah, no, yeah. Yeah. No, it's quite obvious that what they're doing. It wasn't so intentionally, and they're like, "Wouldn't intentionally beg you let him know he was going to get out, and come to bed." And then I ended up just falling asleep. Like, dude, yeah, her fucking story was ridiculous. Especially with those fucking videos. Like, what the fuck, bitch?
That was one of the
But even then, again, up until the end, up until they were like...
The part that got me, though, is why would he have ever done that?
Again,
like, why would he have ever agreed to get into a fucking bag? Like, that's the part that blew my mind. Like, why would you ever do that? Like, I would never get into a fucking bag for somebody. Like, I don't give a shit who they are. I'm not going to fold myself up into a fucking bag.
Well, I think she might...
And you know what else?
Yeah.
You know what else? I'm never gonna
Yeah.
fucking zip someone else into a bag. Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Well,
The whole thing was
you're
insane
just
because it was
not.
just like, who would ever get into a bag for somebody like that? Like, why would you ever think like, oh, this is a
Yeah,
good plan?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Especially, yeah. Again, obviously the relationship was quite obviously abusive on both sides. I'm assuming. Now, I wouldn't trust somebody that I didn't think was abusive to zip me up in a fucking suitcase.
Yeah, there's no
You know what I
circumstances
mean?
under
Like,
which I'd ever
yeah,
want to be
I'm not
zipped up
giving
in a
that much
suitcase.
control of fucking anyone.
But on top of that, I would never zip anyone else up in a suitcase.
Yeah,
Even
like,
if they
all
were
right.
like, "Oh, I really want to see if I can fit."
Yeah,
All
that's what
right,
I'm
find
saying.
someone
Like,
else. I'm not getting involved. This is just the fucking dumb idea. Like, I just no, I'm not gonna have anything to do with it. You go fucking go away. Like, go away, go do it yourself. Find some other fucking psycho to do this shit. This is terrible. It's like I'm not putting somebody in a locker.
yeah, yeah.
I'm not gonna I'm not participating. This is dumb. You know, like at no point is this ever gonna end.
Yeah,
Well.
let's see if we can fit in this old fridge. Hold on, the dog's all tangled up, dude. Come on.
Okay,
I'm not
what the
fighting with
fuck
you,
do
little
these
fucker.
goddamn
Sit
pals
down.
need now?
There, you're free. Hey, ow, stop, ow. Calm down, that's too much. Yeah, what are you gonna do now? What are you gonna do now? Yeah, take that. Sorry, this dog is spurting out on me. Calm down, Chili. Calm down. Alright, that's enough. Go play with something. Nope, I guess not. He's back around too. Hey, puppy. I'm just gonna not move. What are you gonna do about that? Nope, I'm not moving. I'm just gonna sit there. Whoa. Ah. Yeah. I'm trying to have him do teach him how to do the the trick where stands on his hind legs and lifts his front legs up. I'm trying to teach him to do it while he's sitting down now.
Oh, interesting.
So we'll see how that works out. Because that was the original. That's what why I called it pretty. Because that was what the chick called it on the Golden Retriever channel. Because their dogs would stay in a sitting position and then hold their paws up. And pretty was the command, so that's why I used pretty for the command. So now I'm trying to get them to do the same thing, but actually like the way they do it. Still pretty impressive. I was really impressed with how fast he fucking learned that trick, dude, and had it down, dude. It was seriously like maybe a half an hour of total training time.
Wow. That's pretty good. That's actually pretty damn good. Yeah. Can't argue with that.
Yeah. No, again, because I had a Golden Retriever growing up. Or, no, actually, it was half lab. I keep forgetting. Hair Golden Retriever. Basically. It was half lab, half Golden Retriever. And that dog was dumb as shit. He's a great dog. Super happy, all that shit. But goddamn, I could not teach him anything. Or not easily, I should say. Yeah, so relative to that.
Yeah. Some pets just don't fucking have any interest in learning. That is an unfortunate reality. Is that some pets are just not at all interested in doing tricks or learning. Some of them are super into it. You just like.
Like I said, personal, but as far as close, fucking dumb. Or not dumb, but pretty dumb. So yeah, this one, and that's why I like I think golden retrievers are the kind of shit to learn. Just
Yeah.
makes all that shit so fucking easy.
Yeah. Some breeds of dogs are definitely much, much smarter when it comes to like complicated tasks or tricks or whatever you want to call it. Hey, maybe you could teach it to talk. You want to get all those little buttons?
Yeah. I hope it's the right person. Like one time, I didn't get one. How many fucking buttons did that bitch have on there? It was a lot, dude. Did they have like 30 different buttons for for the dog to hit?
Yep. Yeah, it was like I think that's well beyond like what scientists would say is the realistic amount of words that a dog can learn. One of those things where it's like, I don't buy it.
Although, fuck it. I watched a video about a guy that was like, he was like a retired linguistics teacher or whatever, like a professor or whatever.
Yeah.
And he actually took, one of the, more intelligent breed dogs and got him to recognize quite a few,
Oh, okay.
like a couple thousand words or something like that. But again, he was actually working at it constantly and shit,
Yeah, I think honestly, I genuinely think that
So
whole
yeah, I
like
think it can.
dog talking thing is bullshit. I think it's just like it just sounds too good to be true kind of thing. You know, it's like yeah, sure. You know, like
Yeah. Like the well, even like it's like okay, you don't know for sure that they know what they're saying, and you're interpreting the stuff. Like then they saw like a swan or a duck or something, and then they do the symbol for water and bird.
yeah,
Like okay, yeah, that's a fucking a compound word. When they might be saying, yeah, I see water and I see bird. Like it's for sure. Like you'd be giving them too much credit. Like are they referring to water, saying that there's water and there's a bit of water? So yeah, humans tend to see and hear what they want to see and hear sometimes. A lot of times.
yep.
That's what I think.
I would tend to agree.
Shit. Yeah. So kindergarten. Don't. Oh shit! I missed this one. Judge argues with prosecutor defending police officers' lies. I did not watch that one. I didn't even see that.
Oh, that was interesting. So you don't get any of the information about what the police officer lied about and any other like important details. All you get is that the prosecutor is like, "Well, who cares?"
Oh, Jesus,
and
dude.
so the judge is like,
yeah, sure.
Why are we still here? You know the police officer lied. This case is over. We're done. And the prosecutor's, well, look, Your Honor, just because, it starts trying to, like, find a way to keep the case going. And he's like, no, you know what? We're dismissing this. We're done. Like, you had the opportunity to do what you were supposed to do, which is, like, say, all right, we're dismissing the case. We, our witness is no longer reliable. We can't, pretend that this is going to work. So, like, it was just one of those things where it was, like, just absolutely fucking bonkers.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, the prosecutor's just refusing to accept reality, basically.
Exactly.
Like, yeah, no, I know he lied, but look at this guy. I mean, Your Honor, just look at him. He's obviously a scumbag.
He's guilty of something.
Let's find him guilty anyway. Let's keep this thing going.
Yeah, he did something. Clearly, he must have done something. Yeah,
Yeah,
it
he's
was
definitely guilty.
ridiculous.
I mean, maybe not. I know we made all this shit up, but he's done something. Fantastic. That's fucking insane, dude, that they would actually still try to keep going, dude. That's.
Right? Yeah, it was a pretty nutty one.
Although, look what fucking that Binger, the prosecutor in the Kyle Rittenhouse case. Like, that dude was.
Oh, he was lying and he knew it. That was the part that was disgusting about that. There was no excuse for him not to know what he was doing was incredibly dishonest and obviously not true.
Yeah. He knew he had no fucking case. He was doing it just for fame and fucking fortune and political points.
Exactly.
Like, it's quite obvious those were his motivations. And he was gonna spout as much bullshit as possible to try to fucking get a guilty verdict when it's fucking so cut and dried that it was proper self-defense. Yeah, that one was pretty fucking disgusting, dude.
Yep. It was so sad too, because it's like he absolutely ruined some guy's life for no reason.
Yeah.
Who had already been assaulted and had people attempting to murder him.
Yeah. No, he wasn't going to hit him with the skateboard that he was rearing back to hit him with. That's not his intention at all.
Oh, it's like the people that
he was getting ready to hand it to him, trade him for his gun.
Who shot the girl who was actively murdering somebody. It's like this woman
actively getting ready to stab her. Yeah, that one was nuts because I really wanted to ask the people, like, what did you want him to do? Did you want him to wait until she actually stabbed her in the fucking throat? Like, it was quite obvious what she was about to do. And you're sad that she's dead and the other girl that, wasn't trying to kill anybody.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, she can die. Fuck her. Yeah, that one was Jesus, dude. Just to blatantly ignore things that are so fucking obvious, dude. It's disturbing, man. Get over here.
It's disturbing and it's disheartening, and there's a lot of things about it that are just kind of sad.
Yeah. That's the fucking crazy, absurd world we find ourselves in. I miss Clown World. That was kind of whimsical and fun. Everything was just kind of silly.
Yeah.
Now we find ourselves in an utterly absurd world and nothing makes any fucking sense.
Let's see what else.
No, you're not bringing that inside. Come here. Come on, go inside.
My Pal World team.
No, you're not taking that inside.
Oh, I asked there's a couple people I play Pal World with, like two of my friends from VR Chat, because they're into the game already. So it's like, all right, we're gonna play together on a server. And I asked them if you're invisible.
That's always nice.
And you close your eyes, would you see right through your eyelids? And they were like, both of them have agreed that your eyes wouldn't work.
I think you'd have to.
And so now I'm kind of curious as to like...
Yeah, if everything was invisible?
No, if you were invisible and you close your eyes, would you see through your eyelids? And they're saying you just wouldn't be able to see at all. which I don't know. Like, I genuinely have no idea how that works. So, like, I don't fucking
Oh,
know.
yeah. Oh, okay. All right. So they're saying if your eyes are open, you could see, but if you close your eyes, you wouldn't be able to see, or they're just saying you wouldn't be able to see it to begin with
You'd be blind, essentially. If you were invisible, you'd be blind.
because everything's invisible.
Well, you would. Not everything would be invisible. You would be invisible.
Yeah. Okay. So the eyelids would.
Like, they're not answering whether or not
Yeah.
you'd be able to
Yeah.
see through your eyelids. They're just
Yeah.
saying
And,
your eyes would
they're
cease
saying
to
if you
function
close your
for some
eyes,
reason
then you wouldn't.
if you personally were invisible.
Yeah.
The rest of the world's still visible.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, I guess I kind of see their point. If everything's see through in your whole body, then you wouldn't be able to see. I kind of get the point. That's an interesting conundrum. Yeah. Would your eyes still work if everything was invisible? If your entire body was invisible?
I don't know. I don't know how eyes work. I know they work by, like, light refracting off of sensors in the back of your eyeball.
So, like, yeah, light would, yeah, because again, everything is essentially would be able to pass through. It's almost like if to be invisible, you would almost have to like be out of phase somehow, right? So all light and everything would just pass through you.
Oh,
or if not,
that makes sense.
If you're still actually light would still hit you. Yeah, light would still be hitting you.
It just wouldn't be able. You wouldn't be able to touch or interact with the light, though. I see what.
Yeah,
but
saying. You'd have to be again. Well, in that case, though, being invisible would essentially be being intangible. Like you no longer have any mass or fucking. You know what I mean? Yeah, I wouldn't think that's how it works because your body would still be there, so you still would have the same.
It would somehow be bending the light around yourself.
Yeah.
So either way, either you're incapable of reflecting light, or it's bending around you. The light wouldn't be going into your eyes because your eyes aren't capable of receiving the light. I see what they're saying. Okay, interesting.
Yeah. But if you still have mass, though, that wouldn't be the case because again, the light would still. If you have any mass at all, get out of there. The light would have to hit you, right? The light would have to hit your body and your eyes or whatever. Fuck, man, this is deeper than I thought at first.
I think what they're saying is that essentially because the light goes around or through you, but it doesn't actually interact with you, that it somehow would not.
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to see even with whether your eyelids are open or not. Yeah. Yeah, I guess it kind of depends on how the invisibility works. Because, yeah, like I said, if you're essentially immaterial, then, yeah, the light would pass right through you or whatever. But if you still have mass, like you're still able to touch things,
even if you still had mass,
walk
the light
around,
would be
whatever.
refracting around you. So since it's going around you, it wouldn't be able to go into your eyeballs because it would be going around your eyeballs, essentially.
Yeah, none of it's actually hitting you. It's somehow being redirected
it's
elsewhere.
Incapable of being. It's going right through you in the sense that you're not interacting with the light, or it's So it doesn't matter how you slice it. Yeah. It just doesn't work.
It's like warping around you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Invisibility. It seems unlikely. At least, not like from a potion or something. Like obviously, I don't know if you've seen it. And I shouldn't assume this about anybody, but they have like these cloaks where they make it not quite invisible, but where it actually does make it look like your body is not there. Like the shit that's behind you is showing, like through your body somehow. Like they've made that technology. Again, it's not quite invisible, but it's definitely managing to make it look like you're not there.
Yeah.
But you can still see the mesh of whatever the fuck but you can't. Again, you can see through it, like the person's body isn't there, which is
Yeah, it's
fucking
actually a really
amazing
interesting question.
that
I
they
never
can even
thought
do
about.
that. Like it's not. It doesn't really have much practice.
Oh, here's another
But
good
yeah, it was
question
like
for you.
a some kind of weird mesh. Yeah.
If you wear your shirt tucked into your pants, your shirt's tucked in. But if you wear your shirt over your pants, does that mean your pants are tucked in?
Yes.
I mean, either one makes sense to me. I'm just like, this is just one of those questions that's kind of like supposed to be more of a joke, I think, than an actual like
Yeah, I know.
debate.
Yeah, that's kind of why I just waited a while and just said yes.
Fair enough.
Like, yeah, why not? Sure. Yeah. Could Jesus microwave a burrito so hot that he himself could not eat it?
I mean, that's just, of course, like, isn't that
That was
being?
posed by. Yeah, that was a home. That was Homer Simpson. That was an episode of The Simpsons.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, it was when he was getting fucking stoned on the medical marijuana or whatever, and
Oh,
Flanders came over. He's like, let me ask you a question, Flanders. And he asked him that. He's like, well, I guess, well, he could, but then, like, he's like, man, that's a that's a head scratcher. Yeah,
gotta watch out for those Jesus jokes.
yeah, the hypotheticals.
They could really,
That's
they could
like
really fuck
the
with your noggin.
yeah, it's like the immovable object versus the irresistible force question.
Yes, exactly. Oh man, so there's an interesting thing I found out the hard way more than once. Uh, some of the pals out in the wild do not want to be caught, but they also don't want to be caught to such an extreme that like they will just explode, like in a horrendous ball of fire that harms everyone.
What the fuck?
Yeah, and like it's like there's like these bee ones, like they just come after you and then pop like fucking fiery balloons.
Wow, that's crazy.
And then there's like ones that look like toucans that will do it. Neither of which would you
They
expect.
just kind of burst in there.
Yeah, they just suddenly like start
Yeah, that's
flashing red and then explode, and you're like, oh well, I guess that explodes. Good to know. Now I'm dead. Because they're happy to fucking murder you, and if it explodes, it does enough
yeah.
damage to kill you.
Oh,
There's a
Jesus,
lot
dude.
of
What do you have to
OP.
fucking? You have to. You have to like shoot them before they get near you, or what?
I haven't figured
How
out
do
how
you
to handle
fucking
them
beat them?
yet.
Just running away for now.
Yep,
Hope they don't get close enough to you.
that is exactly what I'm doing. It's just like, don't kill me. I'm running. I'm a coward, and I'm fine with admitting that.
Right? I see no solution to this problem, so I'm going to run away from this problem.
Exactly.
That's solid.
Right, I thought so. I mean, sooner or later, I'm going to have to figure out how to deal with it, but, until that point,
Yeah, in the
I feel that
meantime,
my solution
yeah, you
works.
live to fight another day in the meantime. Yeah, no, it's a prudent course of action, dude. It's like, all right, I can sit here and let them blow me up because I have no idea how to counteract it. Or I can move in a direction opposite to where they are and try to get further away from them.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, again, most prudent action. Seems unfair, Nathan, that they
Sometimes
don't
you
give you.
just gotta
Well, I
do
guess there's
what you
got to be.
gotta do.
If you can't fish, you got to cut bait, I guess.
You know, you're not wrong. Man, I did not sleep well last night. I had like a panic attack at like 3 in the morning. That's
Oh,
always
Jesus.
fun.
That sucks.
I think it was something in dinner just did not agree with me. And then on top of that, I was stressing out over the whole like workman's comp thing. It was just
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
all right. And now you're going to die. Oh, thanks, brain. Needed that.
Yeah, it's time, man. We don't know what to do at this point, so let's just end this shit. Shut it down. Shut her down.
Exactly. Oh, the cow
Yeesh.
shares my room.
Sucks,
Awesome.
man.
Each one of your little
You got a
pal guys
roomie?
has to have his own bed. And I didn't build my pal barn big enough because I didn't realize quite how many pals you're actually going to have out and about. So one of them is in my like bedroom area where the bed is that my character sleeps in to make the night go away. Big ass cow like sleeping there.
Damn.
Right now I'm breeding my pals. I'm waiting to see if I get one of the things because I think there's a certain chance of you getting what you want out of a breeding pair, and then like there's other things that can get there too. See, I need more of this jam-filled bread. Okay. I am running into one thing that they definitely need to change. You can accidentally hit a button and it fucking hurts your bait. Like, you can damage your own stuff. And it's like, that's just a pain in the ass and it's stupid. Like, there's no point.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Oh, there's no way not to carry a weapon out. Oh, that's nice. Oh, so the only way my pals breed is if I have cake. Well, I'm not going to have cake for a while, so... Throwing you out of the fucking breeding pen.
It's not for you, Lug. Not supper time for you yet. It's not for you. Sorry. I should probably have the mute button on ready. But anytime he hears the fucking dog food hitting a dog dish, he's like, that's for me. Right? Time to eat.
Clearly
No food for
this
you.
is intended for me in some way, shape, or form.
He's like, why? I know there's another dog, but I mean, why else would anybody be pouring food into a dog dish if it's not for me? Right, puppy? Right, poopers?
That makes sense. I'm gonna go with that.
Or no puppers. Huh. That's somebody getting fat and it's not you. It's not fair. Feed you later, rat.
You know, maybe the dogs are just always really want
Get out of
food.
there. Get out of there. Yeah, yeah. I think I read somewhere that golden retrievers do not have the "I'm full," like that's damaged. The "I'm full" signal or whatever, like when your stomach's full. So they're just like anytime there's food, they'll just keep eating it and eating it.
Oh, that's kind of rough.
Let's get into there. Yeah, I haven't really double checked it to make sure that's actually the case, but I thought I read that somewhere. So yeah, they'll literally just keep eating as long as there's food to be eaten
Damn.
until I assume at some point uh, it fills up and causes problems if you let them go long enough. All right, feed you later. We'll forget about it in 5 minutes, I'm sure.
Mm.
Yeah.
I know the dachshund we had
What
could
else is
not
happening
be
in the world
satisfied
today?
with any amount of food. Like, it would just eat until it was physically incapable of eating anymore. That was definitely interesting.
Yeah, maybe that's more common than not in pets. Maybe that's pretty common for dogs. Like somehow that
You know, makes I can
gene
see it.
got left out in a lot of dog breeds. Hmm. So yeah, they're just like, yeah, I'm gonna eat until I can't. I don't know what this feeling full thing is that you're talking about. Never felt that before. Oh shit! This is one I didn't want to. I didn't get to watch, but I wanted to hear about the showering in class thing. What the fuck? Oh shit! Are you?
Wait,
Still
what? You kind of
cut
breaking up
out?
for me there.
What the fuck?
Sorry,
Are you still
you're breaking up on me.
there? The showering and classing. What the fuck was that? Oh,
Oh no, he went all the way off. Oh yeah, the showering in class. Oh, that's what he was talking about. Ooh, have you returned? Are you here? We'll find out. I see you've popped back in. I just don't hear you yet.
no. Still. What the? Fuck? All right. No. I don't know if I'm coming through, but I'm not hearing anything.
I can kind of make out what you're saying, but
So yeah, if you're hearing me, I am. Oh sh.
you're kind of fading in and out, like with as far
Okay.
as like
I can hear you now. Is that
okay.
better?
Oh,
Or
now you're
not
better. Now you're
really?
better. Yeah, now I can hear you. I can understand what you're saying now. I can't make charcoal for some
Yeah.
reason.
No. Okay. Yeah, I do. But just like again, come on, we're gonna go friend again. You know, bye. All right, I'm getting closer to the router every second. Getting closer to the router. Okay, I'm hoping it works now.
Okay, I can hear you now. Yeah, you're
So
coming
you
through
stay
nice and
close.
clear.
All right, look, no, you're not going out there. Stay close. All right, cool. What was I saying? Okay, yeah. So the woke.
Oh yeah, you were saying the guy that was showering in class, I think, right? I
Yeah,
just scrolled
yeah,
up and it
yeah.
was
What
like
the
the
fuck was
next
that?
thing up, so I'm like, oh, that must be what he's talking about. Yeah, no, he
Yeah.
literally was just taking a shower in the classroom, like bathing in a college classroom, and the teacher allowed him to do it. It was one of the craziest things I've ever seen because it was like, are you fucking with me right now? Like does this? How does this seem at all appropriate? Like to anyone? Like how does anyone in their right mind be like, oh yeah, no, it's totally cool that you're just gonna like,
All right, I'm gonna have to actually watch the video.
yeah, he's literally just in a corner of the room taking a shower. Like that's
Okay.
totally a
I'm
reasonable,
gonna like
normal
play the
fucking thing
video
you
or
do with
something.
your day.
I don't understand how he would do it. Like, did he bring his own like
He,
portable
he brought
shower
all
in
the
this?
stuff. He brought all the stuff. Yeah, there's like just a whole bunch of crap. It doesn't really show a lot of detail because it's just somebody in the classroom who was video recording it. But it's once you see it, you're like, oh yeah, that's fucking bonkers. Like, cause you can't see it and be like, oh, that makes perfect sense. It's totally nonsense. And then the part that's really truly mind blowing, I think, more than anything else, is that the teacher was okay with it. That the teacher was like, oh yeah, no, this is cool, and wasn't like, get the fuck out of my classroom, what are you doing? Like, you don't get to, like, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, dude. That's what I was like. How the fuck did this all happen? Again, and it doesn't sound like something that can be set up super quickly. You know what I mean? I'm like, so the teacher's just like, oh, yeah, okay, sure. I'm woke. I'm fucking, tolerant. I'm gonna let this fucking shower in class. Yeah, it just seems fucking absurd. Well, again, that's kind of the way of things nowadays, I guess. I should be a lot more surprised than I am.
Right?
Like,
It is.
that's
It
still
is one of those
shocking. That's
things
still
where it's
very
like
surprising.
that. I wish this made me confused and sad and surprised, but I somehow am just totally understand
Yeah,
how
I
this
wish
happens.
this should bother me a lot more than it does. You're like, no, of course, nowadays. I mean, of course that kind of thing happened.
Yeah, exactly.
Jesus
So disgusting.
Christ, dude. Yeah, it's fucking nuts. Yeah. Oh, did you watch any of the video about how they paid out the $10 million to my?
What about the video?
All right, I'm all right. You're roboting on me. I assume it's my problem.
Oh, okay. I am the one who bots.
All right. Coming or no?
That was like your Walter White moment.
fuck?
You're like, I'm the one that bots.
Man.
Oh no, you still not there? Yeah, you're still not there. I can hear
No,
you.
I think
if you can
I
hear
think
me.
it's working now. I'm hearing you.
Okay. Am I botting out
It's a
for
big
you?
delay though. What the fuck?
Oh, weird.
It was a little bit. It's not now. So I'm hoping I'm coming through. No, but it takes like almost 3 seconds after I click, and it says I've joined. Like I'll talk and the little green box will light up around me, but I don't get anything from you for like a good 20 or 30 seconds.
Oh, weird.
Weird.
I mean, if this
Yeah.
persists for too long, we can always just call it. I mean, if
Understand.
it's too bad, because like we're close to like 5 o'clock anyway. But like I don't know if it's like
Yeah, we're less than half an hour in. Yeah.
like if it's too
All right,
frustrating
we'll see
because
if
like
it keeps up. We'll fucking
yeah
just bail on it.
yeah. But the thing that got
Right,
me
but
was
yeah,
right.
did
Like
you
so
see
there
the
was a guy
video of the
showering. Oh, there was another part of that video that was insane, right?
Right.
It was this black family with like three
Mm,
kids, a mom and dad and three kids, which is weird that there was a dad there. And they were literally just sitting down, like having a picnic in the middle of a Walmart aisle. They just grabbed food off the shelves and started eating it, like just decided to steal food and do it. And they were basically trying to justify it by saying like, hey, you know
wow.
what? You kids are hungry. You got to feed your kids. And it's like, yeah, your kids are hungry, but that doesn't mean you give
Wow.
them like free ice cream cones at the expense of Walmart. Because they were eating like potato
Yeah.
chips and like dip and like drumstick ice cream cones, and you're like, that's not giving your kids a snack. First of
Yeah.
all, that's not what you feed your kids when they're hungry in the middle of the day. You don't just start giving them fucking sugar. That's ridiculous. You know, you give them like an apple
Yeah.
or some
Yeah. No
fucking cereal
vegetables.
or like a
Meat.
crackers or some cheese or some nuts or some fruit. Like, there's a lot of options there.
Yeah. Maybe some lunch meat or something from the
Yeah,
deli. Like what
yeah,
the fuck, man?
exactly. Maybe they want a piece of bologna or a piece of ham or some, whatever. Like, there's a lot of choices you can have before you start to with drumsticks in the middle of the day. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, they
Yeah. If
should
you're
be
gonna
able to
steal.
have like ice cream and candy and stuff, but that should be on occasion. You don't feed them to all the time. It's not good for kids.
Yeah. Yeah. And if you're gonna go in and just steal food, why not make it healthy for your fucking kids?
Exactly.
I mean,
Like
it's
then
still
I could
ridiculous, but
then I'm a lot more inclined to feel sympathy for you. Yeah, my problem with all the
yeah.
theft things is everybody
But you're
acts
just
like
like,
it's Robin Hood, like they're stealing from these terrible people that deserve it, and that they're just giving it to the bad, like
yeah.
the poor people, and it's like, whoa, 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 hold up, they're not giving
Yeah.
it
That's not what's happening.
to anyone. They're selling it in black markets. They're making a huge profit off of it. It's probably not
Yeah.
substantially cheaper than they were getting it in the stores. But on top of that, it's just, I don't know, man. It's just so fucking nuts. It's like I'm trying to think of how you.
Yeah. No, it's, yeah. Yeah, it's unjustifiable, but they try to justify it anyway. Like, yeah, no, they're not giving the fucking baby formula away. They're just selling it slightly cheaper than it would be at the store.
But oh yeah, the
And
other
again,
thing
it's
is,
all profit
what about
because they
small
stole it.
businesses? That was the other thing that got me was like, it's like, but what about small businesses? Like, just because like Target can afford to lose some money because somebody's ripping them off, doesn't mean that like.
Yeah, they're just a local, like, family-owned business. You can fucking, take that fucking loss.
Yeah, exactly. Like they just don't have any money now. Like, all right, cool. Like they're just going out of business. So sad. Because like you're teaching a generation of people that there should be no consequences for their actions, and it's going to come home to roost, and it's going to come home to roost in some horrific ways.
Yeah. Yeah, for now, it's just stores closing in certain areas.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's obviously going to ramp up to fucking more severe shit that they think
I
they can
thought
get away
it
with.
was fairly amusing that my mom was complaining about the anti-theft things. Yet she's such a big proponent of
Right.
all the like the theft and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like, how do you not realize that this is what happens when you encourage theft? Like, they were just not gonna, they just let people steal things. Like, that's, like, what do you expect? Like, how do you expect them to deal with this? Like, please
Yeah.
explain to me how in your head it works. that these companies should just give away whatever you want them to.
Yeah, that's pretty nuts.
Oh man.
Yeesh.
But that was the part that was really gross. Was just that because it was somebody responding to a couple of different videos in there, and those were the two that stood out. The guy that was taking a shower in the middle of a college class, and the teacher let him. That blew my mind.
Yeah, yeah. Didn't bother to stop him at any time as he's setting up, and they're just like, okay,
Well,
I'm tolerant. I'm woke.
At any other circumstance, are you going to let a guy who's basically just standing there in a pair of underwear like hang out in your classroom?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Even if there's fucking dividers up or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, oh no,
he
was in full view
absurd.
of everyone. There was no division of any kind. There's no.
Oh shit! I thought he at least had like a fucking some kind of screen around him.
Nah, he had a thing that was protecting the wall and the floors from getting wet. But he himself was just fully in view. Like, you can see the picture from the picture. Like,
wow.
You can clearly see him.
Okay, yeah. All right. Jesus.
I gotta say, I'm really glad I'm not in college. Because...
Right. Dude, it's gotta be fucking insane, dude.
I cannot say that I would not drag somebody like that out into the hallway and beat the fucking brakes off of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I don't know if I could resist doing that if I were in like college and then like I'm sitting there, I'm trying to learn, I'm trying to like get something out of this class, and this fucking pile of walking shit is standing in the corner taking a shower and singing like it's a fucking joke, like the whole thing is a fucking joke. I was like, no, I paid for fucking music, asshole. Like, I'd be like, I paid to be here. I'm not gonna fucking play this game.
Yeah, no, that's pretty goddamn disturbing, dude. Yeesh.
You kind of wonder, like, what is going to start happening when these people start getting into, like, the real world.
Yeah, they're going to be fucking struggling, man.
You know, like, that guy's not going to fucking last at a job.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah, that's pretty fucking nuts.
Can you imagine if you're a manager? And then suddenly, like, hey, this guy decided it'd be funny to show up at the fucking meeting and just start, like, fucking, what do you call it? Just start, like, fucking taking a shower, like, in the middle of the fucking meeting, like, break out all this fucking random shit.
Yeah, that's pretty goddamn nuts, dude. What the fuck, man?
Alright, anything else interesting going on in the world? I don't know.
Yeah, not much I can think of. We hit all the fucking high notes.
Yeah.
This absurd world we find ourselves
Trump is going to start campaigning in New York. Going to Ocasio-Cortez's district to have a rally.
Oh. Interesting.
I think it's going to be interesting because
seems pointless.
It's kind of obvious that you know, like none of these people are popular anymore. Like, it's just not popular.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Did you see one of the Justice Democrats or whatever? One of the people that Chunk Yogurts
Chunk
Association put
yogurt.
up
I like that you
was
finally
getting
come
busted
around to
for
chunk yogurt.
Yeah. But yeah, apparently that bitch was paying like her husband. I think they were just boyfriend girlfriend, but now they're married. But anyways, was paying him to essentially be like head of security. Like she's from Missouri, and he doesn't even have like like he's not even licensed as like a security guard in Missouri. Yet she was paying him as essentially being the head of her fucking security. Like he had been in the
Wow.
army at least, or in the military somehow. So there's that. So it's not completely absurd, but he essentially had no like professional credentials to do anything with fucking security. And not surprisingly, she's paying him a shitload of money.
Wow.
Yeah, apparently, what she's paying for security is more than any other congressman. Like, not even just in the House, like House, Senate, any of it, dude.
More than any
She's
other
paying like
congressman
fucking
ever in
more.
the history of the fucking nation or some shit. Just absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah, the number
So yeah,
of
and
people
again,
that rip off. Like, well, what is it? Apparently, that
well,
one
she was
chick is
using.
hanging out with the president now.
Yeah, oh, the fucking super mayor bitch from
Yeah.
Tiffany, whatever. Yeah.
Like, they're trying to fucking, like, make it sound like she's cool or something, like she's good, or so they're trying to, like, turn it around. Like, seriously? Is your fucking.
Yeah.
Like, just because they're ousting that mayor doesn't mean they're going to put a Republican in. If it's a blue area, they just don't want a mayor that's actively stealing from them.
Yeah.
You know, and even if it is a Republican that replaces that mayor, if it was a Republican mayor and it was replaced with a Democrat mayor in that case, like it was just as bad, but it was Republican instead of a Democrat, I'd be fine with that.
Yeah.
You just don't want a thief in that office. Like, that's so bad for that community because there millions of dollars is being stolen from that community. So
yeah, and again, I think they said
the median.
You know? Yeah, the median income. The median income in that fucking city or that town/township. I still don't understand the township thing. It's somewhere between a town and a county, apparently. But anyways, yeah, she's being paid as both the mayor of the town and supervisor of the township or whatever. But anyways, yeah, the median income's like 22 grand for that area, and yeah, she's fucking paying her buddies for what 318 hours of fucking cop work in a two-week period.
Yeah, it was like
something like only 40 hours.
More than
like only 40 more
possible.
hours. Yeah, well, it was. I think it was like 40 hours away from just being all the fucking hours available in that period. Like she was literally only off the clock like 40 hours.
5 nights out of 2 weeks. They're like, we only slept for 5 nights out of 2 weeks.
Actually, I think it was only like 20 hours.
Yeah,
it was actually close.
Did you hear Bud Light has a new representative?
Yeah. Wait, is it Shane Gillis?
Yes.
Is it that one?
Shane Gillis to fucking represent Bud Light.
Yeah.
What a
fucking very
yikes maneuver, dude.
Yeah.
He's so funny, too. And it's like, dude, yikes. What are you doing? Read a fucking room, bro.
Yeah, well, part of me was kind of like, all right, kind of impressive, I guess, because he was still drinking Bud Light. Like that was what he drank. So he just didn't stop drinking it. But I was like, come on.
That's all good, but like...
Yeah, no, it was very disappointing, dude, because I fucking love that guy. He's, one of my favorite fucking comics, dude.
It's like if you're a comedian or in show business, you got to be able to read a room. And right now, like, being the one supporting it is a bad plan.
Yeah. So I haven't heard from him about it. It'd be interesting to hear his fucking take.
They probably offer
I'm wondering if it's just like Peyton Manning.
Ton of money.
Yeah. Well, the other thing he's doing, is hosting Saturday Night Live. He's going to host Saturday Night Live
After they fired him, dude. I wonder
Yeah,
if he's gonna suddenly go really woke just for the money.
I can't imagine he does, but god damn, that would be crushing, dude.
Could you have
Because
imagined
again,
when watching Jimmy Kimmel and Adam Carolla on the Man Show? Could you imagine Jimmy Kimmel going woke?
no, dude, no,
That's what
definitely
I'm
not.
saying, dude. There's a lot of fucking money they're throwing around, man.
Sucks. I'm like, dude, just charge more for your fucking Patreon, dude. Yeah,
Yeah.
because I think their Patreon's only like $1 a month, dude. And I'm like, no, you're way too good. Like, you and McCusker are way better. Like, you deserve at least $5 a month. That's completely fucking reasonable. Do
The
that.
$1 a month is generally a losing proposition, but it's done
Yeah,
for
it's
like
another thing.
the what do you call it? The like people appreciate that you're giving an option for people that have no money to at
Yeah,
least feel like they're supporting you. But like I think if you're
yeah,
charging $1 a month, you're getting like 2 or 3 cents for each dollar. Like
yeah. You're not getting much out of it.
it's not really getting much out of it. It's just sort of like you're letting them think they're contributing, kind of like, oh look, he's helping, kind of
Yeah,
thing.
because yeah, because I love that podcast. Like those two together are fucking really, they're really good pair, which is not not generally the case. So it sucks,
Yeah.
man. Yeah, the decision, the Saturday Night Live thing, it could be kind of funny. The Bud Light one is a little more head scratchy, a lot more head scratchy. Because the Saturday Night
Right.
Live thing, I don't think. I think if Lorne Michaels had the call, I think he would definitely, because it sounded like what Shane described the situation is Lorne was doing his goddamn best to fucking. He's like, look, man, if we can just get to the opening night, we can just get you on. I think we'll be all right. And apparently Shane Gillis was like, I don't think this is going away. I don't think we're going to be all right at all, like the whole time. So he expected to get fired or whatever.
Uh,
So I kind of get that because it's not necessarily Lauren's fault. It wasn't his call necessarily, although it should be at this point. I mean, fuck, he's been in that job since what, the '70s? I mean, since it fucking started. But anyways, yeah,
essentially
the Bud
Saturday Night
Light one,
Live isn't Saturday Night Live if you don't have Lorne Michaels.
yeah, yeah. And again, he created Kids in the Hall, which was fucking amazing back in the day, and Saturday Night Live, like, yeah.
Oh yeah,
So
every
you
so
think he'd have a
often I'll
little
go
more
back
fucking
and
sway?
rewatch Kids in the Hall. Like that is
Oh,
a
I
thing I
love it,
do.
dude. It's fucking, dude. Yeah, there's a lot of great shit, man. So, anyways, yeah, you would think he would at least be able to say, like, no, I want him on. I think it'll be okay. And then apparently it wasn't. But anyways, so I kind of get that. And seeing Bargatze on there was a pretty good one when he hosted, when Nate Bargatze, remember the one about the whole metric system bullshit? That sketch was
Oh
really
yeah,
fucking funny.
yep. A lot of wackiness going on. I'm interested
Where
to
he's just
see
like,
how
oh, and how
what
many
his
feet in a
plan
mile?
is.
5,280. It's so easy to remember. Yeah, I definitely want to hear his explanation, dude. Because I can see him being like a contrarian asshole. You know what I mean? Just like, you know what, fuck you. I'm going to take Bud Light money. I think that's funny. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to hear his fucking explanation because I have not looked into it yet. But yeah, and the same guy that's like hanging out with like fucking Doug Stanhope and fucking, who's the, you know, pretty much the biggest counterculture guy nowadays. Being like, yeah, I'm gonna fucking shill for Bud Light now. Yeah, apparently they put a lot of money into the ads too for the Super Bowl. Bud Light is
Really?
like they shit out like 14 million just to make the ads, like to pay the people to be in the ads.
Oh wow,
It was like
interesting.
$14 million or something like that. Yeah, I forget all who's supposed to be in it. One of them's Lionel Messi, the soccer player from like Argentina. He's one of the best ever. I think they just won the world. I think he actually won the World Cup, the last World
Damn.
Cup. But anyways, yeah. So they hired, they threw a bunch of money at a lot of stars apparently, and that's I think beyond what the actual because the ads are super fucking crazy expensive. I don't know how much the ads, Super Bowl ads are now, but it's got to be millions, a few $1,000,000 for like at least a few million for like a 30-second spot.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for
Let's
sure.
see if I can Google it. Super Bowl ad cost. Let's see what it says. It's gonna be fucking crazy. There's no way this doesn't have an answer. Let's see what we got. Okay, Super Bowl ad costs have nearly doubled over the past decade, from $4 million in 2014. Okay, so yeah, it was way under. It says to more than $7 million for a 30-second ad.
Yep. And the sad thing is, so
Wow.
many of the Super Bowl ads that you see are just terrible. Like they're just not even.
Well,
that
no,
great.
I mean, there's a lot of good ones. There's definitely been a lot of good ones over the years. Yeah, most of them are still stupid. There have been some fucking great ones though, over the years.
Yeah.
God damn, $7 million, dude. What the fuck, man? I'm still pissed. I'm not watching the game. I'm still pissed at how bad the Lions choked in the fucking championship game. They were beating the shit out of the fucking 49ers, and then they just fucking dropping passes, fucking fumbling it and shit. Sorry.
That is
I should not be
unfortunate.
bringing up fucking sports. My apologies.
No, I have no idea. Like, I have no reference to, like, argue one way or the other. So I'm just like, all right, take your word.
Well, yeah. Yeah, well, it had been a while since the Lions have been good. Their last championship was 1957, and from 1957 until this season, they had won one single playoff game in that entire fucking period of time.
Oh, fucking ouch.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this year they won two, so they were in the championship. 91.
They were in the championship match? Okay.
Yeah, and they were everyone had picked the 49ers, and they were playing in San Francisco because they had a better record or whatever. The Lions in the first half were fucking destroying them, dude. Like, they were obviously the better team.
Yeah.
And in the second half, it just all fell apart. They choked, man. Yeah, so for me, I was a fan back in 1991 when we made the championship game then. And I'm like, oh man, the future's bright for my team. They're going to come back stronger next year. Maybe they'll make the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? And they didn't win another playoff game until this fucking year. Until 32 years later.
Boy, you are
so that's why I'm
dedicated fan for that, man.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I actually went to when they opened their new stadium back. I forget when that was. Actually, it must have been 01 or 02. It was shortly after 9/11 happened. I remember that. So, anyways, like when they opened their new stadium in downtown Detroit, I actually went to that game. I had a friend that I worked with up in Phoenix that had moved. It was from there, and he had moved back. So I flew out to hang out with him for like a week and go to the game. And paid what did I end up doing? Because I tried to get the tickets when they first went on sale because I wanted to see Brett Favre play. Played for the Packers, and that game happened to be that first game in the new stadium. And I ended up trying to get them online when they went on sale. But this is what really sucks about having a team that's horrible. They also have a really dedicated fan base. Like in Michigan, football is fucking huge, right? So even though the team was fucking horrible, I ended up paying $150 for tickets that the face value was $25. I ended up having to pay $150 per ticket. And they're literally the worst seats in the stadium. They're literally like the top level, the far corner of the stadium, very last row. So the top row of the top level is pretty much as far away as you can get. And I still had to pay like $150 because, again, even though the Lions are always terrible, they've still got a pretty large fan base. So yeah, I tried to keep that all relatable and not be actually about the sport itself. So I hope that wasn't too painful for you.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, everything you're saying makes perfect sense to me. I don't disagree with anything. Because I don't know anything. I have a frame of reference to disagree with. So, but I mean.
Yeah, well, I'm not breaking down like formations and fucking, that kind of shit.
That would be absolutely pointless. That would be like a complete waste of your fucking time.
Oh fuck. Although I am tempted to do that. I'm like, hey, watch this video of this guy breaking down the film from this game.
I'm gonna tell you, like right now, I'm not watching it.
I know, dude.
That's you can post whatever you want.
Yeah, I wouldn't be posting it.
There's no way I'm watching it. Like, I have just no interest in sports.
Yeah. Yeah, just posting
it's so weird though because
just posting it would be fucking with
you. Before I was all fucked up and I couldn't do shit. I really enjoyed like playing golf and tennis and shit like that. Like I was a fan. I was a little kid. I loved playing baseball.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
That
I love playing golf, basketball.
Yeah, but I just have like no interest whatsoever in like watching them. I did watch.
Yeah, I hear you.
Some of like the like Super Bowl game or not Super Bowl World Series is baseball, I think, right? Like World Series is their end of the year thing.
Yeah,
I did watch some of the World Series stuff with the Giants a few years ago because they had this really good team and they were doing super good and everybody was like, oh, they're gonna take it this year, and my dad was all stoked about it and they had all these very like fun characters on the team and they're all just having a great time and they were playing. They wasn't too serious. I watched a couple of those games because those were kind of fun. Like the players were getting into it and having a good time and laughing and being silly. And
I think they won like three. They won like 3 titles in like 5 years over like a 5-year period. It was fucking
it was
nuts.
like crazy. They had all the best players on their team somehow. Like they just had all these great hitters and pitchers. Like Tim Lincecum and whatever the
Buster
catcher
Posey.
guy. Yeah, Buster Posey, the catcher guy.
Yeah, Buster Posey.
And there was like a few other people. Like they were just cleaning up, and it was crazy. And it was kind of fun to watch. Like I'd watch a game once in a while. But I mean, over that period of time, I maybe watched 5 or 6 games. Like in total, and that's because I played Little League. So like if I'd played in like Pop Warner football when you're like, I think that's what they do for little kids, right? Pop Warner.
Yeah.
If I'd played that, I probably would be into watching it because I'd have some idea of how it worked. But
regular season baseball games are tough. They're tough to see. Well, there's still 162 of them, dude.
Oh, like, I think if you're just watching your team.
Even your team. It's tough, dude, for a whole season.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, if they're playing, like, again, a rival or it's, it's 2 good teams playing each other, that's one thing. But there's a lot of games where it's not 2 good teams playing, dude. Like, baseball is very top-heavy. Like, it's usually New York or L.A. that are going to be the highest salaries, certainly, are always the Yankees and the Dodgers. So they're in 2, one's in the American League, one's in the National League. They have like, basketball, football, have like a salary cap. So, you can only do a certain amount. Baseball has a luxury tax. So like you have to pay extra if your team, the total salary for your team goes over a certain amount. Like basically, it gets they get taxed on that, and that goes to the other teams that aren't over the cap or whatever. So
okay. I see that makes sense. It's a way to like keep them from
Something
spending
that
so much money that
it's
no one
something
can
that
ever
only
compete, and
yeah,
no
it's
one
something
gets
that
any
only
of the good players except one team. Because then you just have like one
yeah,
team
they
that just
pretty
dominates
much
every
all end up.
game.
Yeah, it's again, any of the mega stars are no matter where they start, they are most likely going to end up in playing for the Yankees or the Mets. The Mets, again, just being in market, even though they're clearly second to the Yankees in New York, it's still New York City. So they Mets make a shitload of money, and obviously, again, in Los Angeles, they make a shitload of money. Actually, even the Angels are right there. They're in fucking Anaheim. They make a shitload of money. So just yeah, those teams in the big markets are always going to be the highest paid and are usually the ones playing in the World Series.
Damn.
Like yeah, they just signed. I posted it a few weeks back. The guy that was both a great pitcher and a great hitter, which is again exceedingly rare. They're paying the
Oh
Dodgers
yeah,
signed
yeah.
him
You
from
were talking about that, where the guy was just like insanely good. Yeah.
yeah, again, exceedingly rare that anybody's really great at both
That's not a
things.
normal
Pitchers are usually
combination.
horrible at batting. Yeah, but yeah, so yeah, $70 million, $70 million a year for Shohei Ohtani. It's crazy that he was with the Angels, who I assume could have paid him that much too, because again, it's still the LA market essentially. They might call themselves Anaheim, but they're still fucking, you know, Southern California. But yeah, I think the next highest paid guy is like 40 million a year. But yeah, anyways, it gets pretty fucking crazy. Yeah, like this year, yeah, actually this year, like the Diamondbacks, the Arizona team actually made it to the fucking World Series, and even then, I didn't really pay much attention. Like they actually beat the Dodgers, which nobody expected them to beat. Everybody expected the Diamondbacks to get put out immediately, but they actually
Really?
ended up sweeping the Dodgers. Yeah, it was pretty fucking nuts, dude. But then they got swept in the World Series. So, but yeah, I didn't really pay attention to any of it. Like I heard about it, but I didn't watch any of the games.
Huh. Interesting. No, I never heard anything about
Yeah,
any of
even I
that.
don't
So.
really. But yeah, baseball is definitely what I played most as far as like organized shit.
Oh yeah, yeah. Almost everybody's got like a baseball or a
But yeah,
softball
now
league
even I
somewhere that
can't
they
be
could
bothered
join
to
if they
fucking
wanted to.
yeah. But like growing up, like I didn't stop at little league. Like I played in like senior league and fucking played for the school team one year. All that shit. So definitely a lot more organized. Like I never played for the basketball team or football, despite despite my classmates wanting me to.
Huh.
Yeah. It turns out I had an issue with authority, and also I was like, dude, I don't want to fucking like run a bunch of wind sprints and fucking all that shit. Like I love playing
Oh
basketball or
yeah.
football or whatever, but yeah, I don't want to deal with all the calisthenics bullshit.
That does seem like it would be really fucking obnoxious.
Yeah, I mean, I see why it's necessary. Like, you got to make sure your team's in shape or whatever. But I was just like, that's not fucking fun. Like, I'd rather just be playing than fucking running around playing the actual game.
Yep. That'll always be the funner thing in
Forget
my
about
opinion.
Rich. Yeah. Dude, my dog does this thing where, like, he'll bring like this blanket up to me, and in his mouth, I'll grab it, and he'll immediately jump up and wrap his front paws around it and try to hump it.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know if
Dogs
that's in
get weird
bad
about
taste to
humping
film it. And it
everything.
looks fucking
It's like a
fun.
thing they do.
Yeah. Yeah, like I've never checked to see if his cock actually comes out. I don't think it does. I think it's just some weird fucking instinctual thing. Yeah, because the chick that runs the most popular golden retriever channel on YouTube, She's like, yeah, no, yeah. A lot of times Tucker will just hump Todd. Like Todd is like his one of his sons from one of the litters that he sired or whatever. It's like he doesn't actually penetrate him, but he does the hump motion to him when he gets like nervous or excited for some reason. So yeah, it's apparently a fairly common thing. But yeah, I also feel bad for dogs because it's again they can't just go out and get pussy. I'm like, I'm not going to jerk a dog off. Like, I don't care that much.
Yeah.
But if there's some way, I'm not participating in that red rocket.
Yeah, really.
Yes, if you don't, I guess you don't love your dog that much.
Some people
jerk them off.
Some people buy their dog stuff to hump.
Is there actually something you can buy?
They'll buy like stuffed animals and give it to the dog so the dog can hump the stuffed animal kind of thing. It's not specifically for that. I'm just saying, like, some people are like,
oh, gotcha.
Are like, oh, well, the dog's gonna hump shit no matter what. Might as well just get it like a fucking teddy bear or something, and it can go hump the teddy bear.
Okay.
Instead of my leg, kind of thing.
But yeah. Are they actually getting up? Never mind. I don't want to know the answer to the question I was just about to ask. Never mind.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to know. I refuse to find out.
Yeah, no, I remember looking up. I'm like, I wonder if there's like... Yeah. I would definitely search for them. I'm like, I wonder if there are like dog whorehouses where you can bring your dog to get laid. But again, when I searched for it, it was very different results than what I was wondering about. So I stopped looking.
Dog whorehouse, is that? Yeah, I can imagine. I can imagine that is a terrible fucking mistake.
Yeah, I'm sure my my internet browsers now think I'm a fucking furry. I'm like, oh, okay. Clearly, that's what he was looking for.
Fucking sending me Christian shit on my phone. I don't know why. Whenever I'm watching YouTube on my phone, every like 10th video is like a fucking Christian video telling me like how to save my life or some shit.
Yeah, probably all the Jesus videos. They just see Jesus in the title of all the videos on your channel. They ignore the Hitler part. And then just focus on the Jesus part. And they're like, oh, he's Christian. Send him a bunch of Christian bullshit. Or is that a different channel?
I don't know.
Is that the channel you're usually logged into? The one where you get the Jesus and Hitler popsicle stick thing?
Oh, yeah. Forgot about that. But that does make sense.
That's probably why, dude. I was going to say, I don't get much
like,
that shit at all.
About Jesus a lot. We should save his soul. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I don't think it's the same one on my phone.
Kind of surprised I don't, because I do watch a few like former Christians that are debunking, the Christian grifter types.
Oh, that's always fun.
Yeah. Like
there's like a guy who I'm pretty sure is a
Rhino
scammer,
one of them.
Who claims he's going after scam artists and keeps talking about his Homeland Security degree. Like a blonde guy, and it's just everything is too perfect.
Yeah, I hear you.
It's like,
is there such a thing as a Homeland Security degree?
I don't know about that. It is. It's like
I feel like
if you want to go into law enforcement and work for like the feds in some way.
Okay. Like colleges actually have a degree?
Yeah, I looked it up. I Googled it. It's a real thing.
Oh, shit. All right. Yeah, I was going to say, that sounds fake, but apparently not.
No, I would have thought it was fake.
But yeah, he's just a little too slick with it.
Just everything about him is, like, reads like wrong. You know what I mean? Like you see the guy and you're like,
yeah.
I don't know about you, buddy.
Yeah. It seems like some bullshit. Like, okay, apparently Homeland Security degrees are a thing. I don't think this guy's got it.
Yeah, I don't think he's being honest.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I'm always amazed at how many of these fucking grifting, whatever, whether it's fucking Homeland Security or Christianity, fucking whatever ideology or something. I'm like, it's so fucking obvious. Like, how are people fucking fooled by this shit? And I guess
Or like,
I don't know.
the fucking scams where the guy can't even fucking spell like his own goddamn name right, and I'm supposed to like give him money. Like, all right, no.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like I was amazed with the Logan Paul fucking the whole Zootopia thing. I'm like, there are adults with money to fucking throw away that are fans of Logan Paul, and they thought him a trustworthy fucking source to put money into
So I
his
think the
crypto
Logan
scam.
Paul thing is because every so often doesn't he just like give a bunch of money away? Like him and Mr. Beast,
No,
like they
Logan
just give
Paul.
money away and have like contests and shit every so often.
Uh,
But
I don't think
not
Logan
like a
Paul does that.
substantial,
Maybe.
not like what do you call it? Like
Yeah, not like millions of dollars or
millions of
anything,
dollars or
but
anything like that. But it's like like didn't I thought
maybe.
Logan Paul did that like golden fucking can of energy drink thing, and you be if you wanted it was worth like 50,000 or something. So I
It
think
could be. I'm not familiar with it, but
I'm fairly certain
uh,
they do little contests every here and there where they give people money. And then they also do like
mm,
podcasts and stuff where they talk about how to run successful businesses, even though like they're all a bunch of fucking scammers.
mm,
So it's like
right,
I
right.
think that's why he ends up with those audience members is they think they're gonna have a chance at like getting in on that success because they don't realize that 90% of that
Mm,
success is based
yeah,
on bullshit
pure luck.
lies and ripping people off. It's like, yeah, you can make a lot of
Yeah, and
money.
blown. Yeah,
You can make a lot of money if you fucking
yeah. Excuse
don't give a
me.
shit about your own people.
Yeah, your own fans. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can make a lot of money doing this if you're me. I mean, rest, but I'm, this mistake was not me.
Yeah.
Me, Logan Paul.
Logan Paul.
I make
Logan
out like a
Paul,
fucking
man.
bandit. Yeah, I remember you said he was going to give a bunch, like 1.3 million back for the crypto zoo thing. Yeah, yeah. Hoping that everybody forget about it, and
Yeah, I don't
CoffeeZilla's
know.
not the
Yeah,
type to
that
just
one kind
forget
of blew
about it.
my mind that nobody's like going after him. Like everyone was like, oh, okay, I guess whatever.
Yeah, well, CoffeeZilla at least followed up on it. Yeah, CoffeeZilla at least followed up, and they're like, yeah, no, he still hasn't paid anything. But it doesn't have the same hype as the original him
Oh
getting
yeah,
busted for
nobody
it.
gives a shit essentially.
So Logan Paul's just ignoring it. Yeah,
Damn.
they're not as into it as they were the first time around. They're just like, oh, we're already outraged about that. I don't have to get outraged out all over again because he didn't say he was gonna. He didn't do what he said he was gonna do.
It's a shame and not more people weren't involved
But yeah,
because
again, nobody expected him to.
it would be nice if more people were involved in that because it seems like
Yeah,
some
more people would care.
consequences would be nice. I'd like to see some jail time.
Yeah,
I'd like to
well, I
see
think
some
that's why
jail
they
time,
do
and
the
I'd like to see
crypto.
his money's taken away from him. Like all those people should be made
Yeah, well,
whole at
I
his
think that's why they
expense.
do the crypto scam.
And it's like and he should go to jail because he literally stole millions of dollars of actual
Millions of
money.
dollars.
Like, I don't give a fuck what he was putting it into. Like it doesn't matter if he was selling him
Yeah, yeah,
something. He could be selling him the fucking moon. The whole point was it was a lie and it never happened. So like he took all this money
yeah. And
and
again,
never
I
delivered on
think
what he was
that's
selling, what he was agreeing to give for in exchange for the money. That's fraud. It's a fucking crime. Why is he
and
not
again,
going to jail?
I
Like It blows the mind. It's
Yeah,
mind-boggling.
it's a weird. It's something. I think it's just down to the fact that there's not a lot of or any real regulations for anything crypto related, cryptocurrency related.
Yeah,
But
probably.
it does seem like regular fraud shit should apply, right? Like I don't know why it doesn't. Like it seems
You
like
would
regular
think, right?
fraud should carry over into that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's why. Again, I think that's why all these famous YouTubers do it is
It shouldn't
because
matter what the
there's no real
product
laws
is.
against it.
It shouldn't matter what the product is.
Yeah.
He's selling something. He's not delivering on what he offered in exchange for the money. Like, so
Yeah,
it
and
wasn't
it's quite
just the
obvious
crypto.
he never intended
The
to.
game was supposed to function. There was supposed to be all these other features, and it was supposed to offer you the chance to make money playing the game. And the thing is,
No, he definitely said that.
and
He
those were the
definitely said that
promises. Yeah,
when he
those
was
are the
out in the
promises
game.
people bought the game under, and then he didn't deliver. And that's the part where it should be fraud. It shouldn't matter that he's selling crypto. It should just matter that he
just
didn't
because it's
deliver what he
involved
said
with
he was going to
crypto.
deliver. And so if they're going to, they can't just. It'd be like if I told you I was going to sell you a sandwich for $5, I take your $5 and I walk away. Like, it didn't matter that I didn't give you the sandwich.
You should ask the recourse.
It doesn't matter that what I was selling.
Doesn't matter
the fact
what you
that I
didn't
didn't.
get.
Yeah, it's that you didn't get it exactly. Like if he'd put the game
They're
out
paying
and
money
nobody
on the
made money
project.
on it, everybody just lost money on it except for him. That would be less fraud than not putting the game out, or putting the game out in a drastically altered state in which like none of the original promises are kept. Because you took money prior to the game being released. And
I'm trying to think of. Yeah, it's odd. I've never actually looked into why just it being some kind of crypto shit. Well, Bankman-Fried got busted, so what the fuck? Like that was obviously all crypto shit, right?
Huh. Yeah, I don't
So
know.
how?
Logan Paul
I don't
bribed the
understand
right
why
people?
it's. That's a real possibility. He donated enough money to the Clinton Foundation or the DNC overall.
Or just the local sheriff's office, the police down there, so that they'll, when anybody calls to look in on him, they're like, nah, he's amazing. He's the best dude ever, man. Yeah.
I wonder if, once Bill and Hillary are dead, do you think anybody looks into the Clinton Foundation and realizes how much of a fucking bald-faced fucking scam it was?
Oh, I think, like,
or do
the
you think,
day after the last one of them dies, they're going to fucking go nuts.
You don't think they'll be like, no, Chelsea
weird, creepy statues
take care of it.
up
She'll
of,
keep it
like,
going.
fucking, it's just going to get weird.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm wondering, because again, they're obviously untouchable for some reason. Well, I guess I know why. Obviously, they're huge parts of the Democratic Party, but I don't think anyone believes they're actually doing any significant amount of the money is going towards any charitable enterprises.
No, I mean, he was essentially just keeping the money. As far as I know, he made the donation. Gerard did. Let's see, hold up here. Because it was... Let's see.
Yeah. Are you talking about the birthday thing, or where they're like, no, don't just give me $1 million, just put $1 million into the Clinton Foundation as a donation?
Yeah.
I forget. It was like, I don't know, somebody from the Middle East, one of those heads of the Middle Eastern countries. He's like, no, just send $1 million to the foundation. Don't give me $1 million directly. And I don't think he was just like, oh no, I want that money to charity. I'm sure that's not why he wanted it to go through the foundation.
Oh no, Gerard hasn't made any payments.
Who's Gerard? I don't know what you're talking about.
The completionist who collected all the donations. and never paid the charities.
Oh, okay, all right. Now I got you. Okay,
Well, I thought we were
names.
looking at all these
Okay,
different
I got
fraud
you.
people, and like, there's nothing going on with him either. So like, he's essentially just free to do whatever he wants, I guess. And
Oh yeah,
the Clintons got their foundation.
yeah. No,
where they
I
take
just didn't know the
and
dude's
launder
name. I
their
didn't
bribe
know.
money. That's where they launder the bribe money. We all know that.
Yeah,
Pretty
yeah.
obvious.
That's what I'm saying. They quite obviously know that nobody's going to look into, despite pretty much everybody knowing it's a fucking money laundering thing.
Yeah, creepy.
Like, no, make the $1 million donation. That makes it tax free. You get to keep that whole $1 million for charity.
Damn. We're already at like 5:30, yo.
Oh shit! Yeah.
I was gonna say we should probably roll
we
out.
went off on a bit of a tangent there.
The sports got us all distracted.
Yeah. So yeah. All right. Yeah. Nobody's watching, so just